What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of AOS Trash Pandas with Rob and Carson. What's up, Carson?
You know, Rob, I have some news, actually.
Oh dear.
I'm ruining the joke by smiling
I
already.
know, yeah.
I need to share that I have Corona, Rob.
You have, oh.
And I couldn't be happy.
Nice.
Labels out for the stream, boys.
It's a classic. That was good. I enjoyed it. I say support Corona. The disease, not the beer. Yeah. The gall of naming your beer after a disease. Like, what was wrong with him? You know?
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah. Actually, seriously though, like, I bought Corona during the pandemic because I heard that their sales went way down. Because it's just like, really, people? Like, word association? Like, god dang. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I remember I bought it's like one of the bigger boxes you can buy, 24-pack or something of like bottles at the liquor store just down the hill. And they're like, we're not closing, right? And I was just like, don't judge me. How dare you?
No kidding.
I
mean,
just drink a high volume of beer. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's wrong with that? Well, I guess there's a few things, but it's good tasting beer. It's just like one of those. Yeah.
It's light. It's easy.
Exactly. Refreshing. That's what I was going to say.
Yep.
So we got a rumor engine. It looks like a 40k thing. I think it's a power axe.
Yeah, there were some people that were thinking that it could be KO, or it could be like a city's expansion for orbs or something, dispossessed, but this just looks too clean to me, I think, to not be 40k.
Yeah, it looks clean, and like those square bits they often put, and like the power battery pack thing is like just below that, because like they cut it off on such a weird angle. Like if it was anything, yeah, there's no way. Unfortunately, I just don't see it. But I'm gonna guess like a hero for like a Space Marine hero or something. Yeah. Stay lit, fam, or whatever the kids say. Welcome, Mason, Matthew. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Yeah, hope your Tuesday's going well. Yeah, so this is pretty boring, so I'm just gonna skip to the next thing. So we got like a Darkoath, like we got some pictures on, what was it? The days are blurring together. Was it Saturday?
Something like that. So, I mean, originally what happened was we got the Darkoath warband that was revealed.
Right.
And then...
That's what I've got on screen right now.
Okay, awesome.
And they look really cool, to be fair.
They do look amazing. Yeah. I actually like that they mixed someone that's on a horse in with the rest of the like little band.
Totally.
That's pretty cool. I also just love horse archers in general. Like it's a cool aesthetic.
Absolutely. Yo, Matthew, thank you so much. 2 months. A scald for 2 months. We need to like some kind of saying. We need like a Slanja. There we go.
Every time you give us money, we'll drink.
Yes. I could get into that, actually. Thank you, Matthew. Seriously. We really appreciate the support. It means a lot. We're working on creating better content, and we've got some stuff in the works that you will see fairly soon.
Yeah, there is some big stuff on the horizon. I think we've said something similar to that before, but I feel like this is probably going to be one of the bigger overhauls we've ever done.
This is going to be really big. We've got new people coming in, and we're there's a lot. I don't want to talk about it yet because we want to wait until there's until we know when exactly, and then we'll be like, you can look forward to this date. But yeah, there's going to be some huge changes. We're doing stuff that we've never done before. So yeah,
mostly PCP.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that had nothing to do with the channel, but that's true. Yeah. We will be teaching you how to make meth, though. I probably shouldn't make those jokes, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. The algorithm.
Especially not in the first couple minutes.
The first couple of minutes. Of the good old algorithm. Thanks. See ya.
I mean, I just need to fill this out into like a goatee and then start wearing the hat.
Ooh.
And then you need to get a buzz cut. you've already got a hoodie on,
right?
and then I can be Mr.
Oh,
White. And
there
can be-
you go. There you go. Although, I mean, one of us is definitely older than the other, so
That's a little switcheroo, you know.
I look a little more sick than you do too, probably. So I feel like Walter White.
That's true.
Also,
That's true.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to avoid more.
Okay.
You've been playing AOS or AOE 2. AOE.
Age of Empires 2.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Excellent
Nice.
choice in game. That was like, I remember Age of Empires like taught me history as a kid, and then I showed up to classes like in elementary school learning about history. I was like, oh, I've already heard about William Wallace. I've already heard about like these people. It was great. So yeah, it's a fantastic game.
That's really cool. And you were like, and Atlantia, like those shysters, man. You know.
That's Age of Mythology, actually.
I know. That was the
Wow.
joke, Carson. It was like,
It's not very funny.
got
It's
the
not very
two-
accurate.
sorry. Fine. It's not illegal to teach us how to make. That's true.
I don't know if that's true. No. I don't know
Actually,
if that is true.
I'm not sure if that's true. We won't. Maybe we won't.
Before you commit to saying that's true,
Yeah.
I don't think it is. But
I know. Yeah. I know some other things that are probably not, but
yeah.
moving right
Anyway,
along. So the warband
this
looks
warband
very
is
cool.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jinx. I really like the shaman, like the hunched over, weird looking. I mean, I like them all, to be honest. I don't think there's a single guy or gal there that I don't think is dope.
Yeah, they look fantastic. I think like the visual direction they're going with, this is
Right.
kind of like the Chaos Marauder overhaul. It feels like,
Yeah.
and we'll see with the other stuff later. It's almost like Native American or like Wendigo inspired, like,
Oh, I
Very-
can see that.
or there's like some very like animalistic. I don't know. It's just super cool.
The guy in the front, though, with the double axis makes me think of like Viking Berserker.
That too. Yeah.
I like the tabard, the fur around the boot. Like honestly, I like everything about it. Like I mean, well, anyway, but even the shaman is sort of like almost like weirdly Viking in a way too. I think they're kind of
Yeah.
maybe like they kind of want to bring back some of those Norska aesthetics that drew a lot of people into Warriors of Chaos that people like so much.
Yeah.
Tribal and pagan and stuff. But yeah, so they got a bunch of close-ups, and then they announced the novel, and then on the same day, GW China unfortunately put up like the full article of the release that was supposed to come, which was the Darkoath box, the whole shebang, including the trailer and everything. So we knew it was coming. They put this up, was it yesterday? The Darkoath box?
I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
Right. And so, and I mean, like, we kind of knew it was coming, like Marauders needed an overhaul and blah, blah, blah. But like, you know, yeah. And then, but the cool thing is too, is it looks like this is going to tie into that show that was on Warhammer Plus, which is really rad. Like, I think they should actually do that kind of thing more, you know, like they did it with Neve Black Talon, and they did it, and now they're doing it with this. And I just think that's a really smart way, because like people, like they've been doing it for 40K for so long now. And that's kind of sort of been the disconnect, I think, between, we have a lot of like characters in AOS lore that we don't have. And they show up, of course they show up in like the Broken Realms type books, and Dawnbringers, which is what we were rocking now. But like, it's just like, there's a lot of people like me that really get involved with like the stories of it. You know what I mean? Like, so if you can bring those two worlds together, I think it's a really good idea. People will glom onto it. And the models look really good. So from what I understand, it's going to be a supplement too. Did you hear that?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a hard time not buying this box. I feel like.
I mean,
It looks fantastic. It's for an army that I already play.
Yeah.
And God, yeah. It
It
just looks so good.
it
Like
looks so good. Yeah.
that's the problem though, is that like I bought the regular slaves to darkness being like, man, all these new models look fantastic. The Chaos Warriors, Chosen, the new Knights,
Right.
the Ogre Theridons, like all of that stuff just looks amazing. But it couldn't be a more boring army to play. So
Yeah.
that's what kind of sucks. But I mean it's interesting that they're doing like a full supplement for an army box, because with the Iron Jaws release, like that wasn't combined into one box. That was like a bunch of separate boxes and then like a free PDF online.
Yeah.
And while this PDF will also be free, from what I understand, the physical version is going to be in this box too.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if the price will be the same, because it won't be like a full. It's not like they'll have the cards, the War Scroll cards, and the full tome, limited edition tome. So
Yeah. I would imagine it would be like slightly cheaper, but who knows, right?
it's true. I mean, there's quite a few models in there. It looks kind of like the same as normal, actually, like the FEC box, right? But I don't know. It would, the models are really what sell these things. Like this, I forget what this creature is called. I know he was in the animation. A Wilder Fiend. It's so rad. Like, I'm not the type to play cities, but like, give me like Norska-esque, barbarians that are like pagan and, wild and tattooed. And I'm just like, oh yes, please give me that. Like, I love that kind of thing. Do you remember there was a comic book, and then eventually there was, I think, a movie called like Pathfinder, and it's about like this native dude who's like in Newfoundland or New York or somewhere, like way back when the Vikings kind of came over. And like, obviously it's not very historical, but they have that kind of feeling. Like Norska kind of has that feeling of those evil Vikings or whatever they portray in that comic book. And yeah, it's so cool. But luckily I can just live vicariously through you. I don't need to actually buy anything. Suck it, Carson.
Yep. I would imagine this box isn't going to be released for a while, just because I think they didn't. Well, it's pretty clear they didn't intend to reveal it this early.
100% didn't.
So,
yeah.
How early this actually is, it's kind of anyone's guess. I'd imagine it's only a matter of like 3 weeks or something like that, just because it'd be kind of crazy to. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
What do you mean by 3 weeks? You mean like they're going to announce it 3 weeks from now?
No, I mean like.
Or
there's no way that this like affects when boxes are actually going to arrive at people's doorstep. What I'm saying is, like, I think they probably intended to announce the box set in the way that they already have, like a couple weeks from now.
Yeah,
or like 3 weeks.
That makes sense to me. I'm gonna guess, but I'm thinking that they're gonna do a little bit tighter releases. I'm gonna guess it's gonna come out in April. The box, because like June is probably going to be AOS 4. And
early June. Yeah.
You think it's early June, right?
It has been every time. Almost every edition release has been like the first week of June.
Yeah.
Or like June 10th at the latest or something.
Well, I think Dominion was later than that. It was just after the pandemic, but I think they released the PDF like, super early in June, right?
Yeah.
So then that means like, I mean, like, you wouldn't want to have it in May. So if you don't have it in April, then you're going back to back. And like the hype train's going to be real off of AOS 4. So yeah, I that's what I feel like. Sorry, I did miss some of the chat here. Oh yeah, they were not planning, Matthew, for sure. Like, they accidentally did it, just because the reason they didn't mean to is because they just did it on GW China, so it was probably some kind of miscommunication. It might have even been possible that they intended to release it. Like, it's possible that they intended to release it when they did release it. I don't think so. I'm gonna guess that like, you know, it was probably meant to happen on like a, yeah. I mean, it's possible. You know, it's possible. Like, when did they accidentally put it out? Was it Sunday?
I think so. Yeah.
So then, like, maybe they thought, they were like, yeah, it's gonna go out Monday, and then they released it on Monday, but just in China because it's Monday in China when it's Sunday over here.
They've never done that before, though, is the only thing.
Well, China's never made this mistake before.
Yeah, but, I mean, a mistake can be an anomaly, right?
It's true, but like
I mean,
so,
I guess this can be too, releasing or revealing on a Monday instead, but still.
they show stuff on Mondays sometimes, like you know, Lord Croak and like a lot of those. They used to have like a model every Monday that they were showing for a while. New model Monday or whatever the heck they called it. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that that's what happened because they had like the video and everything was totally ready, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, regardless, it definitely got released when they didn't intend it because China was the only one that released it, right? So, thankfully though, they did, I guess, in a way, and hopefully, Big Ron, what is up? Thank you so much for the gift sub to Mason too. Mason's a good guy to give it to.
Could have gone to someone better, but yeah.
I think we said the opposite. Mixed messaging here. Oh man, that is so kind of you. Thank you so much, man. It really means a lot to us, you know, supporting the channel. And I don't. Is there something I can do where I can like highlight it?
It gets highlighted in the chat.
In the chat, but like, there's like a thing you can do where it like pops it up on the screen or whatever. But
yeah, there are like alert boxes, but we're old people and we don't understand how all this technology works.
That's true. There's no denying that. Well, thank you again. That's
Rob is actually streaming from an easy bake oven.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, technically, it's an easy bake oven hooked up to a toaster, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
But yes, very kind of you. Yes, I do want them to build a universe and expand into the game. Call me crazy, but it's true. The judge, what up, Big Judge, the Honorable Big Ron, that's right. As a Slaves player and a Frazetta fan, this box is like meth. Yep. Well, we won't teach you to make it, but if this is your meth, then I guess we could teach you how to build it if you need that. I don't think you will, but yes, a giant would be really cool. Like, you can add them in right now, but like even just allying in like a, you know, whatever chaos giant you're allowed to get anyway would be super cool. And like be very old school to fantasy, right? 10-person unit is 5 male, 5 female, and 30 heads. Jeez. 30 heads? Which head is your favorite? Eric asks. I don't think we've seen all the heads yet, but could be wrong.
I don't know if he was referring to the 30 heads there, or if he was referring to like the wildebeest heads, because there's multiple options there.
Oh, really? The wildebeest heads. Oh, I see. Oh, got it. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Okay, so we got like weird, gummy moose head, which I like, which is the one from the show, I think. And then this one looks the same. And then we've got like, crocodile ram horn, I'm going to call it. How many heads are there for this guy? Just 2?
I think there's just 2. Okay,
that we've seen. For me, it's definitely crocodile ram head, the second one there.
Interesting. I was going to say the other one, actually.
Then that's awesome. Like, that's what you want to see. You want to see, like, right?
Eric clarified just heads in general, not just Slaves to Darkness. What's your favorite head in general?
Oh, my favorite head in general? Do you even need to ask? It's a rat head. Yeah.
Yep, that's fair.
I'm not going to do my boy, the Great Horned Rat, like that and not rep him at every chance and opportunity. Buy Skaven first. Always buy Skaven first. That is the correct answer, Big Ron. It's true. My major concern with this is that the supplement will likely expire when 4th edition comes out. It's true, but if you're getting it free anyway, like the FEC, it's really like the last proper release, and like these rules are not going to last long, but oh well.
Yeah.
You know.
Honestly, I think they kind of knew that.
Yeah.
And if you're buying that box, it's not for the tiny supplement inside, right? It's because these models are fantastic.
It's true. And if it expands the way you can play Slaves to Darkness in the last few months, then hey, that's good news too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get why you reveal the smaller 5-man unit, then 2 days later a giant box. Yeah, I don't think this was their intent, as we said, but like, I mean, it's GW. Like, they do some strange things sometimes. Technology scheme. Not limited to Slaves to Darkness. What do you... I'm not sure.
That's the comment I read out earlier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. I see. Just it's in general. I mean, rats are always going to be my favorite, but I like a good Croxagore head. I like a good Saurus head. Yeah. I like a good shark head. Head of beer. Ledivicus gets it. Yeah. I don't like much head on my beer, but I do, like a tiny bit is fine. A little texture to it. Exactly. Just shake it up, Carson. Blah, like that. And now for the only really important news that we've possibly ever done on this podcast, but some Skaven sprues got leaked. Hype overload.
I was like, are you having a stroke?
Yes.
What's your name? What's the date? What's the date today?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Rats on the screen. Yeah, I could cry. This is amazing. I mean, like, I knew it was going to happen. I've been predicting this forever. Like, it's the only army. It's like the only army that they didn't refresh, including, well, actually, I guess Fireslayers don't count. No one thinks that they count, right? So it's the only army in the game that never got a refresh that needed it, right? Or expanded. And so this was the sprue that got leaked. And right away, the amazing people of Age of Sigmar started putting it together, figuring out how it goes together, which was amazing. So it looks like there's going to be, and it could be, we could be wrong, but it looks like there's going to be like a bunch of Skaven, like maybe 4, like pedaling or driving this like go-kart with, oh, Beastman, you're right. Beastman, that's true. Beastman, that's true, but they didn't eat it as bad as Skaven. And like when Skaven didn't get it earlier, that's when I was just like, it's gotta be. Like, there's no freaking way. I actually have been calling it for ages now, like usual. But anyway, so it looks like there's going to be like a go-kart of Skaven with like a Gatling gun on top. And it's just going to be like screaming around the board. It's like basically the Doom Wheel meets like a Rattling gun. And I am here for it. If this is their, like, what's the word? Like concept of Skaven going forward, yes, please, more of that. The only thing I ask is we get some ninja rats, like ninja rats and war machines and crazy technology. And ho diggity dog, this is what we play for. This is why, this is it. This is my everything, Carson. I need it. I'm glad I've got some time to calm down.
I have 2 questions for you.
Okay, shoot.
Number 1, do you think this is going to be in whatever starter box there's going to be that will include Skaven, obviously? Or is this like a separate release?
I think it is. I think it's going to be in the thing because it got leaked now. Like the first thing we'll see. So like if you look at Leviathan, you look at like all the other releases, the thing that like people get their hands on first is the box set, right? So with that in mind, it seems likely. It also seems like the kind of thing that would be in the box set, like the that's like and the good news is too is like it's clearly on its own sprue, and I don't think I don't think that's the whole sprue. I think there might be like another half sprue that comes with it, because it feels like we're missing some parts from it for it to make sense. But yeah, I think it's the kind of thing that they would put in there, I feel like. But then it can also be put other places, like the Tyrannid brain, the Neuro Tyrant or whatever he's called, the brain tyrant with his two little buddies. It just seems like that kind of thing to me, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 2.
Okay.
How many do you think are going to be in the starter box?
Of these?
Yeah.
1.
Just 1?
I think there's just going to be 1 in there, and it's going to be like like a Doom Wheel kind of almost equivalent, not equivalent actually, but like a side piece to it. I think it just seems like that's going to be, I think there's going to be 1 in the box, but I'm wondering if they might make, like, I don't know, because like there's going to be infantry. We know there's going to be infantry, right? I'm assuming they're going to redo clan rats, which seems like a mistake, you know, like, but like, or actually no, it could be like night runners. That would be way better, because clan rats, they don't need it. But like, I'm just thinking of like warriors in 9th edition 40k. Remember the Necron warriors? Like, they got a resculpt, and like I guess maybe I'm looking at it from the outside because I'm not a Necron boy like you are, but they didn't look like they needed a resculpt to me compared to some other things, arguably.
The Necron warriors were kind of interesting because I painted like 40 of the old ones, and so I was very intimately familiar with like exactly how they go together and how they look.
Yep.
And when I saw the previews for the new Necron warriors, I was like, those kind of look the same. I don't understand why they redid
what
them.
I thought. Yeah.
But when I actually got my hands on the kit,
yeah,
and when I was able to like build them and even paint some of them,
yeah.
That's when I came to really appreciate like the changes that they made. It was just like, it was like a redo in all of the best ways, and I think that it was actually good that they kept their silhouette.
Cool.
And then they just had all the extra details, and you didn't have those stupid little green rods anymore. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Fair. Huh. I mean, that's good to know. Like, that's kind of good to hear, because like I feel like they're probably gonna redo clan rats no matter what. So, you know what I mean? It's like kind of like deal with it, right? I mean, I've got so many hundreds of clan rats that I guess it's partially just like I would rather they focused on other things. Like, I would, if I'm gonna get like what I want, I would rather they had like Scryer Acolytes in the box and Night Runners in the box, you know what I mean? And like other things that like so much more desperately need a refresh. I would be surprised if we went to 10 Acolytes instead of 5. But either way, very excited. Yeah. It just makes sense, you know? Like, Skaven have such a big line. Like, they've got a huge line. And so I think we're going to lose some kits. I think that's kind of one of the major sort of points of contention will likely happen, you know? But I hope they keep the weapons teams. I'm a little nervous about them. Like the warp fire throwers and regular rattling guns, just because they have like, you know, history and kind of a unique character. Like, I'm hoping that you can just attach them to units, you know, like a character or something like that, you know, like you could in fantasy. But yeah. Skaven are from the 80s. Oh, they are from the 80s. They came out like as an official thing in 93, but they were around in like Hero Quest and like other random things before that. Same with Lizardmen before they got released. But so Ludivicus, like, I agree that Beasts of Chaos. Wait, did we already talk about that? Was that the first comment? Okay.
He's the second person that brought up Beast of Chaos.
No, Beasts of Chaos was like, it's true. Beastmen like do need it, but Skaven have models that are 32 years old. 32 years old. Like, they needed it more than Eldar, and Eldar got it. dirty hippie Eldar, right? So the much more awesome and clean, actually that's not true, Skaven definitely just need it the most. And honestly, even if that's not true, like let's say you can't prove that they need it more than Skaven, but even if you did, I don't care. Skaven, Great Horned Rat, suck it. It's what's up. Anyway, I'm going to try and bring the hype levels down a little bit. I know it's my thing,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
oh, and then there's sorry.
You got to save some for when like the actual announcement happens.
No, I don't. You have no idea.
Okay.
I need to like let off the steam because I'm just gonna pressure cook and just blow if I don't let it off somehow. Yeah. Oh man, you came over as part of the preparations for our big plans last week, and I don't know if you noticed or not, but I gave when we had a cheers, and I gave you your glass was the clan Scryer symbol. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, so you got new glasses for... Did you already have that?
Oh,
Or-
yeah. I've had that for,
Okay.
yeah, like 5-6 years now. And I had the Great Horned Rat symbol, and I didn't have an extra one. So I gave Defenders, whatever, the Krokdar one, the Lizardman one to Kenrick. So, yeah. Yeah, my clawfoot is put down firmly. Oh man, an AOS Skaven Gorka Morka style game. Honestly, like I mean, I would be down for that. Or I thought you meant Speed Freaks for some reason. I don't know what Gorka Morka is, but I'd be down for that as long as it's in addition. Oh, it's push fit. Hey, I didn't actually notice that. Oh, it is. Is it exclusively? I think you're right. Just looking at the sides of the models. Yeah, because they don't really do those like really round, super easy to build. I'm not seeing a lot of pegs. I'm seeing holes, but I'm not seeing pegs. So I'm thinking, I think there's another sprue here. I think there's like maybe like a whole other sprue like this, because like there's 4 rats here, not including the driver. So we've got 5 rats there. So I think the rest of it's like on another sprue. But
Yeah. I don't know if it necessarily is. I mean, like it's push fit, but it's a lot of kits now have that sort of
more,
like,
yeah.
yeah. And I distinctly remember the Chaos Knights, which is an awful kit to put together, but it does have like tons of those rods like going into like the holes and stuff like that, and it is put together more like push foot style. So I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't actually like easy to build.
Yeah.
Or like the easy to build line of stuff that they put in the starter boxes.
Right. Yeah, I could see both. I know. Yeah. I mean, like I was thinking about. I'm trying to remember. You know the Killbow, Beast Skewer Killbow. That's a single build, like only. Like you use every single piece in there. There's nothing to spare, and it doesn't come in the starter set. But then I think what they also do, I mean, I think like it being push fit combined with the fact that it's just the first and only thing to leak, it's probably in the starter set. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is hype. Put an end times and blow up the moon. I will do that actually, if I don't get my Skaven. You've all been warned. You have 48 hours. 48 hours. There's one more picture, and someone was like kind of putting it together in a more complete way, or like a more visual way. So I just thought that was cool too. I like that everyone was doing it. It was curious that like I don't think that most people put the front of the barrels on, that like you know, just the actual ends of the barrels. But yeah, I mean either way. I think it might be a little bit taller than this, but I kind of hope it isn't in a way, you know? Although, like, it's going to be a pain in the butt to paint if it's like 2 wheels, 4 Skaven in the middle. Like, it's not going to be, it probably still won't be as bad as the Doom Wheel, if I'm being honest, but it'll be uncomfortable. The Doom Wheel, you like, if you don't paint it in at least 12 subassemblies, and I mean at least 12 subassemblies, it is extremely hard to paint. Like, you just can't get in there. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll try not to dwell on this any longer. We were going to talk about, I mean, I would if I could, but so am I forgetting anything? I know we're going to talk about Sparkle Party Deathmatch.
Yep. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't recall anything else.
Excellent. Okay. So it's a tricycle, 1 big wheel on the front, 2 on the back. I think it would be, wouldn't it be 2 on the back, 1 on the front? Well, maybe. I kind of like that though.
That's what he said.
1 big wheel on the front. No, I meant like 2 big wheels on the back, and and 1 small wheel on the front.
Right.
So it's kind of like a little bit more like a Doom buggy kind of feel to it. I could see any of them on the front. That would be cool too, and that would be triangular too, right? Like more Skaven-y. That's true, but there's 4 guys in there, like, so that kind of like hints to me that it's going to be like. Also, I think there's only 2 wheels on the sprue. Yeah, there's 2 small. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because there's 2 small, 1 big. Oh, but that's just behind them. I don't know. I was thinking like maybe they're pedaling it like a bicycle, like one of those, like a 4-man bicycle. It just would be so funny. You know what I mean? But yeah, I had a big wheel. That's true. I used to go down a 300-foot driveway and then spin it at the bottom, and we would just like spin at the bottom. It was really, really dumb, but fun. Very fun. I was a Skaven even then. So we've got Sparkle Party Deathmatch coming up. Carson, would you like to chat about it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Thanks for joining. Sorry.
Yeah. No, well, you pull up the website. So
I didn't
Sparkle
want
Party
to.
is like is a big tournament that happens in the Pacific Northwest. It's one of the biggest outside of GW hosting tournaments. And it, I think, happens twice a year. So once in the spring, once in the fall, or at least that's how it was last year. Sparkle Party is run by our lovely friends in Dimensional Cascade, the club down in Seattle.
Yep.
Our
sister club.
Our sister club, yeah. For Warp Dice. Even if they don't acknowledge that, we do. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's going to be about 50 people there, or exactly 50 rather, and just 2 people from Warp Dice, or no, 3 people from Warp Dice are going to be going. Unfortunately, I can't make it, but it's going to be really cool. There's always like custom art gets made. If you go to the overview tab, you'll see like Catacross like holding a pod of something, which looks super cool. So kudos to the artists on that for sure. Looks fantastic. I think they always print that art out onto like a big gaming mat for like the winners of like best overall, best general, whatnot. I've got the best overall one from last fall.
Nice.
Which was I think it was the black coach.
Black coach, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if that was last year because I know the year before. I know the one before that was a Carnosaur. It was like Kroggar.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna do a list review, and instead of us just going down the list alphabetically, we've decided to go with back to the LVO approach, where we're just gonna randomly select from a wheel, and if you get picked, hooray! If you don't, then sorry. But 50 lists is a lot.
It is.
And by the time we get to the end, we're not giving everyone like equal
time.
Yeah. I remember last time we were just like, yep, that's Ossiarch Bonereapers, and just like went on to the next one, and I felt kind of bad afterwards. But...
yeah. I felt bad, but like we're just doing our best, you know.
Yeah. So we've got the wheel.
Leviticus says Carson isn't going because he's like, I've already got my golden ticket. I'll let these guys have a turn.
It is actually a golden ticket event, and it is best overall for the golden ticket.
Nice.
So
yeah.
Good luck to everyone participating. Hopefully you can get that ticket. And
You've already won. you've already won 2 technically too. So
Yes.
it'd be rude to win 3, Carson. It'd be rude.
Yeah. I will be in Winnipeg. That's true.
That's true.
That's actually going to be the first GT that I'm going to go to next.
Nice.
Like my next GT. I don't know why I said it so weirdly, but it's my next GT.
It's your thing. Whatever.
No.
That's in May?
End of May.
End of May, right on. So that might be like right before AOS 4.
One last fling.
Who Dowgie? How many lists have Blizzard and how many will be wrong? Now, are you saying, Eric, and I think you are, by the way, that any list without Blizzard is wrong? Because there's also, like, they could make a mistake on their list, which is not uncommon as well.
You know, Eric, someday you're going to do a teams tournament and realize that there's a maximum of 2 Blizzards per team. And also, actually, now that I realize that, you're probably going to hit the next edition, and then what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Cry. That's what we'll do, because we miss Blizzard, because Blizzard is fun. Yeah. Okay, shall I spin it?
Do it. The first name. What are you hoping for?
Skaven.
Fair.
Yeah. If not
I would say I'm hoping for ogres, but there's 0 ogre players at this tournament.
That's true. Ha ha. You could have been the only one, Carson. Could have been that special snowflake.
Yep.
Okay, if it's not ogres, or if it can't be ogres, what are you hoping for?
Nah, I don't care.
You don't care anymore. You have
Khorne, I guess. Who knows?
Khorne. You have Slaves to Darkness, right?
Is anyone playing Slaves to Darkness? Let me see.
I'm sure. Maybe not.
There is Slaves. Okay, I'll do Slaves to Darkness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Wheel of Misfortune. Michael Dorland. You have won nothing, really. But we're going to talk about your list. So,
Flesh Eater Quartz. Wow.
Ooh, that would have been my second pick.
Well, the first thing I'm seeing is that this is a good list according to Eric's metric.
I haven't gotten there yet. Just a minute. Michael Dorland. Okay. Hollowmorn, a very popular choice. Okay, so Bloodthirsty Triumph, Defenders of the Realm. Abhorrent Archregent is his general. Feverish Scholar, which is really good because he's getting the plus to cast on 2 spells. So then, you know, he's building it up a little bit quicker. And then if he gets to 6 NDP, he gets +2 to his cast and unbinds. So it's a nice little thing to take. And then he's got another Archregent because they're really good. They're still only 150 points, and they bring back 3 small models or a big guy. I like the Cardinal. I'm one of the few people who was like, you know, there's a place for a Cardinal, like if you can fit him, because, you know, like Blister Skin doesn't seem like the way to go. So you want at least someone with Charnel Conviction, which is the prayer he's chosen. Marrow Scroll Herald is really good. It's interesting that he's not the general. I'm not sure that that's the right. I'm not sure that that's the choice. If you're not choosing him as the general with the, but you know, it's interesting. I might have gone for the Decapitator if I wasn't gonna make him the general, you know. But this is definitely one of the options. I mean, he can't be shot. And then we've got 6 Crypt Horrors, and then we've got 60 Crypt Ghouls. So that's a chunk. And then, of course, we've got the Chalice because it's real good with that particular combo. Charnel Throne, and then 2x3 Crypt Flayers, Acolytes, and a Warlord. 1990. I like it. I think this is a strong list, actually.
I think so too. One of the only differences that I see from, well, there's a couple differences from like common Hollowmorn lists that we see, but one of them is the general not having the like 2-for-1 deal essentially on their. That's
what I was talking about with the Marrow Scroll Herald. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a command trait, so he has to be.
It is, general. Yeah. But that's what I mean. You're kind of trading Feverish Scholar for that.
Yeah.
So
that's true. Yeah. I don't know that it's the worst thing in the world, especially when he's got the Acolyte Battalion. You can really throw some some steam out there. If he gets him up to like he'll probably throw that guy in the chair, and then he's D3 plus plus up to 2. So in 2, then he's probably getting up there, and he's really just kind of a power caster at that point at +2 to cast and unbind, and then if you got extra dice rolls, it has Blizzard.
That's true, and that's all that matters.
That's true. Wait, so what is he getting with the extra? Oh, he got a spell enhancement. That's what it is. He took a spell enhancement.
Yeah, because he has 2 spells chosen for both.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I might have taken, because the Marrow Scroll Herald is a courtier, so he could actually take the he did take the Charm of Vestments. Oh, I see. That's his only artifact. Never mind. Okay. Now I'm with you. Now I'm finally there. Yeah, I like it. It's coolest. It's the kind of thing I would take, and I like the 2 units of flayers to be running around the board, and they can also maybe get you, you'd have to be a pretty small unit, but they might get you what's it called? Triumph? No, not Triumph. Battle Tactic. Good Lord.
Surround and Destroy?
No. There's one in the FEC book where you can just scream at people if you kill a unit. So if you can find something small, like a unit of Ether Wings or something like that, or Fellbats, you can probably somewhat reliably take them off, because you don't have to do it with one unit. You don't have to pick the unit. It's just they have to die to that scream. And the only things that get it are the Terrorgeist, and those guys, and the Infernal Courtier. So, yeah, this is cool. I like it. Like a lot.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Michael Dorland was the winner, best painted at the last Sparkle Party, which was mentioned by Alexander Price in the chat.
Nice, thank you, Alexander.
If it is the person that I'm thinking of, their army is fantastically painted. It looks really good. So
you've seen this army, the FEC one?
I think so. I think he was running old FEC before this. So again, if it's the person that I'm thinking of, they're kind of a diehard FEC player, which is nice to see them.
Right.
Getting good treatment from the book.
Right, absolutely. And I agree, with Eric. Make Blizzard a core rule. That's just common sense right there. It doesn't seem legit to you, Matt. Yeah, Matt Bewley says, people who went with Blizzard. I don't know. I mean, it's fun though, right? That's the thing. Can't go wrong.
It's fun. 24-inch bubble of 4d6 mortal wounds is lots of fun. It's great.
You can kill your own guy too, though. Like this spell could be a Skaven spell, where you're blasting everyone and then maybe killing yourself, or maybe just killing yourself. Like, it's written for Skaven players. Okay. Yeah. Should we spin another wheel?
Next name. You're still hoping for Skaven. I'm still hoping for slaves.
For sure. I'll take IDK. Alexander Hare. Andrew Hare. Not even close. Andrew Hare. Okay, so that's going to be back on page the 1st.
I'm already a little disappointed because I know that Andrew Hare is also an Ogres player, and he decided not to bring Ogres for some reason. So
he brought Blades of Khorne. You were asking for Blades of Khorne. It's like you've channeled him.
Yeah, but I didn't ask for a traitor.
Yeah, you traitor. But thank you if you're watching. We really appreciate it. Stop it. We need... Okay.
So for Blades of Khorne, this guy's running Skullfiend Tribe, which just means that his mortal units, or like actual humans, if they roll an unmodified charge of 8 or more, they get strike first.
Ooh, that's fun.
It is fun, especially because the Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fear is going to be handing out a 3d6 charge, so it's much more likely that he's actually going to be able to do it.
Wow.
He's got Scarbrand as a big old hammer. He's got Slaughter of Sorcery, so no wizards in this list, I assume, just because no one wants a 1/3 chance of failing your battle tactic. Because of the recent 5-up auto unbinding your own spell, which kind of sucks. Well, I think it's deserved, but
yeah, I think it's great, but
but it would suck if it happened to me. He's got a Bloodsecrator, which I think is the banner guy that gives board wide +1 attacks once per game. He's got a Slaughter Priest, with Bronzed Flesh, which is +1 to save, and Unholy Flames, which is, I can't remember. And the Bloodthirster knows Blood Sacrifice for more Blood Tithe points, Bronzed Flesh for another +1 to save. So you can't cast both, or so you can't cast it twice, obviously, but it's redundancy, which is kind of nice. He doesn't have... I don't think he has any of the push or pull spells, or prayers.
Okay.
Which are Bloodbind and Killer Instinct.
Right.
And I'm not seeing either of those two. So he's not going to be using those tricks. He does have a big unit of Skull Reapers, which is going to be trying to go for that 3d6 charge and striking first.
Ooh.
And they can hurt quite a bit. He's got some Blood Reavers, some Blood Warriors. The Blood Warriors is going to be a big group that's going to be hard to kill 3-up saves, and they have lots of murder rolls. And then some Furies, presumably for Surround and Destroy.
Right.
And then ye old Hexgorger Skulls for that anti-magic tech. So, yeah.
Hexgorger skulls are the end. Oh, yes. Sorry. It says right there. The
Invocation.
The invocation, yeah. Okay, neat. Huh. That's fun. I like this list because it, you know, if you roll, it's just got that really fun combo. It's sort of very Timmy where you roll the 3d6 and then, if, you know, you're striking first. And yeah, that's just fun. And then you could always re-roll it, right? If you're really banking on the strike first.
It's also interesting because he, I say interesting not in a good or bad way, it's just different.
Yep.
Most people, when they take their Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury, it's got Firebrand and then also Argath, King of Blades.
Right.
Argath, King of Blades is the thing that shuts off ward saves. But he's traded basically that for Strike First on his Bloodthirster. So, yeah, there's give and take there. Generally, it seems like he just wants to get in and just slap you super hard before you even get a chance to slap back. So
right. Wait, does
because
he have?
If he's got, go ahead.
Which one's the one with the ignore where you don't get the ward save?
Argath, King of Blades. That's the artifact that would normally be taken.
I see. And who does that normally get put on?
That normally gets put on the Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury.
Oh, okay. But he put on the 3d6 charge?
No, 3d6 charge is just something that's on the War Scroll for Bloodthirster. He put on Strike First. That's Halo of Blood.
Oh!
Yeah.
I thought that was like a sub-faction thing.
No.
I see. So,
yep.
So wait, sorry. Is it an artifact?
Yes.
So you take the artifact, and then if anyone within a certain bubble of him rolls 3d6, or sorry, gets the 8+ on the charge, they have strike first. Is that how it works?
That's the Skull Fiend tribe is what gives the strike first.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I was saying.
But that's specifically to like Skull Reapers and Mortals. The
right.
Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury, Halo of Blood, is an artifact that gives that Bloodthirster strike first. Yeah. And he's traded that for the no wards within 3 inches.
That is interesting, as you said. I think I would prefer, I really like, anytime you're ignoring a ward, like, if you're ignoring a ward, you're just like, come here, go Trek. You know what I mean? Like, come here in your 4-up save. Like, I don't care if you're making everything 1 wound. Like, get over here, as Scorpion would say from Mortal Kombat. It is interesting though, and I like it when people take something different, like they have some kind of interesting take. And I mean, if you're like your whole army's fighting first, then that's still pretty fun. So, yeah.
Yep. Matt Beasley says test. We hear you loud and clear. It's a 5x5.
It's a what?
Next person, 5x5.
It's a 5x5.
Volume's good and clarity is good.
Oh, good. Yeah. Thank you.
Next person.
Who we got? I'm gonna Alexander Gonzalez. Woo!
Also gonna be Khorne.
Oh my.
Also gonna be Khorne. Alex Gonzalez is one of the Corsairs down from Portland.
Right.
He Looks like he's running Reapers of Vengeance, which I believe is the +1 to hit against heroes with your demons, as well as when the hero dies, it's 2 blood tithe instead of 1. When any hero dies. Then he's got Overshadow as his grand strat, which is basically just kill all your battle line and don't kill all his battle line. He's got a Bloodmaster with Halo of Blood, Bloodbind, which I think is the pull prayer on Holy Flames, which we've just learned is the +1 rend prayer. A Herald with Bronze Flesh and Killer Instinct, so he's got the push and the pull on this list.
Wow.
And +1 to save and +1 rend. He's got a Skull Taker, a Bloodsecrator for that +1 attack, Unfettered Fury with the classic combo of Firebrand and Argath, King of Blades. So he'll be shutting off wards. The Bloodthirster also knows Bloodbind and Heal. The Slaughter Priest knows Blood Sacrifice for the extra Blood Tithe and Bronze Flesh for +1 to save. So lots of prayers in this list. So he's also got Bleeding Icon as well as the Hexgorger Skulls for his Endless Invocations. And the Bleeding Icon, it is useful as like a, against like low bravery units, but it's honestly more useful as like just a footprint that someone just cannot get rid of.
Right.
Because it's like a big, thick base that you can place like in a really inconvenient area for your opponent. And as Khorne, you want to be controlling the movement of your opponent all the time. So, yeah.
That's so true.
Double
Warlord.
battle line.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Double Warlord. I was just.
Double Warlord.
You don't see that very often.
Yeah. Which it looks like he took an extra prayer as well as
an extra artifact, right?
Halo. Oh yeah. Yeah, his Bloodmaster has Strike First.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. So he's got Halo of Blood and that. He's got Pouch of Null Dust for messing up someone's casting for 1 turn, which just makes it so that double 2s and double 3s are also miscasts or primal miscasts for 1 hero phase.
That makes it really scary to throw out more primal dice.
Yeah.
Then
he's got a group of 20 Bloodletters. He's got Fleshhounds, 2 groups of Furies for Surround and Destroy. So it seems like I'm noticing a lot of Khorne players are kind of swapping away from including one wizard in your list to do like magical dominance.
Right.
And just putting Furies in your list to just put them at the very edges of your deployment and then like whip them across. Because chances are someone's going to probably give him the first turn and allow him to just do that as a turn 1 easy tactic. And he has enough foot heroes that he can just kind of step into the back of the board for Surround and Destroy as well. So,
and not only that, but like you throw those Furies or whatever they are, Ether Wings back there, and then later on that like they got to leave something on their main objectives, right? Back in their home territory and stuff. And so it's just becomes, for the points that they are, like 80 points, take my money. It's like what they move like 12 inches or something. So
I can't remember. I think it's 14 even.
It might be 14. Fly. Like I was thinking like it's got to be at least 12, right? So yeah.
No, it is 12. You're right.
But like,
13 when they run, and then in combat they have the Skaven thing where they can just retreat instead of so they can be kind of hard to get rid of unless you're specifically targeting them.
Right. Yeah, they're so cool.
Yeah. This is a good list.
I like it.
So next person.
Okay. Spin that wheel. Gonna make it win. Okay. Oh, another. We almost got Andrew here again, but we made it to Bryce Coppin. Boop, boop, Bryce.
Fireslayers.
Oh, cool.
So it looks like
because we don't see it very often.
Yeah. I think that there's going to be a couple armies that are going to see like a bit of a resurgence because of like the 2 inches on their weapon profiles instead of 1 inch.
Yeah,
and Fireslayers is going to be one of them. And it looks like he's got absolute ton of Volkite Berserkers.
Oh God.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the nice thing is that he's not mixing up a whole bunch of different things.
Right.
He's just got Volkite Berserkers, so someone doesn't have to be like, okay, what is that one again?
Right.
Oh, well, he's got like the special thing on him, so he's this diaper dwarf or not this diaper dwarf. Oh, okay, sounds good. And you just forget immediately. Like, at least they're all the same. So
aren't they the ones with the 4-up ward though? The unkillable.
I have no idea.
I thought they were the ones with the 4-up, and they're just like, ugh. They just get all the things. Although it might be one of those things where it's like, yeah. Okay. Well,
Vostark is add 1 to hit rolls and wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by friendly Vostark, Volkite, Berserkers units that made a charge move in the same turn.
okay.
Very good.
That's really good. Like,
Yeah, they're really slow though. It's the only thing.
no,
right?
I know. That's true. Fair enough. But
Fire Steel hand axes that he gave them. So those are going to be a 5-up save, 2 wounds. I'm not seeing the 4-up ward.
okay. I can't remember. Okay.
But they are, so they're 2 attacks each, 3s, no rend, 1 damage. And if it makes a charge, they're +1 attack.
Okay.
And now they're 2-inch reach instead of 1-inch reach. Yeah, just lots of.
And they're on like
Nothing
40
works.
mils or something, like, or 32s.
These are on 32 mils.
Are they? Okay.
And each group of, so 160 points gets you 10. So
Jeez.
that's 20 wounds on a 5-up. That's actually just a lot. It's just a huge volume of attacks, basically.
Right.
And I'm sure, even though I don't know too much about Fireslayers, I'm sure that there's ways to like give them extra rend and stuff like that with the runes and whatnot, like once per game.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm thinking of Hearthguard Berserkers.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
You're looking at Bryce Coppin, right? Not.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
Okay, sorry. Someone named Bryce Barlow in the chat just said it's me. I'm like, oh god, are we looking at the wrong list?
Nice.
Also, welcome to the stream.
Welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to play against this list to like really know exactly what's going on. Fireslayers is just something that's been out of the meta for so long that
I
I've
haven't
almost like refused to learn their rules.
Yeah, I haven't played them since AOS 2. I've seen them played, like we've had them on the channel, but not very much. So, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is 70 Volkite Berserkers.
Good
So
God.
it's going to be
140 wounds just in Berserkers. That's bananas.
Yeah, and they do fight on death. That's right. Bryce said in the chat.
What? Oh, so this is... Wait, is this your list?
I don't think it is.
Okay.
It's very confusing. But
Yeah.
it's
I
not.
see. And fight on death. Okay.
But you have to declare at the start of the combat phase that that unit is going to fight on death. So you could bait it out and waste it by accident. But he's got so many units of them that like it should be pretty clear.
But even if like... Oh, I see. You like go for another unit.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Cool list.
I like it. It's nice to see them. Like, they're obviously not my favorite army, but it's so cool. Like, you want a nice, healthy meta with a lot of different opponents and stuff. So spin that wheel. Okay. Matthew Kangizer. I'm sure I butchered that. My apologies in advance.
Yep. He is the event organizer for Emerald City Open, usually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So he's playing... Well, why don't you talk about this list? It's Seraphon.
1 second. I'm trying to find it first.
Hurry up!
I'm sorry. It was Michael, right?
Matthew King?
Oh, okay. That explains
Yeah.
why I couldn't find it. Aha! Dracothian's Tale. Oh. It's Starborn. Oh, well. I'll suck it up and talk about it. So Dracothian's Tale is the one that Deep Strikes in, basically. We got the Slan, Command Trait, Arcane Might, Artifacts, Space Folder, Stave. We kind of talked about this sort of thing a lot last week. But looks like he's got a spell enhancement because he's got Stellar Tempest and Comet's Call. Obviously, Comet's Call is like the one you got to take if you're taking Starborn and you're taking a Slan. Skink Starseer, Merciless Blizzard, Hoarfrost. That's actually dope. The Starseer is the one that can hand out the wards, the 5-up wards. Depending on what round it is, you can get up to that many on a 2+. Lord Croak, of course, because we are in Starborn and an Astrolith Bearer to accompany him, of course. And then we've got a Skink Star Priest. I like that. Also with Merciless Blizzard, by the way. So he's got 2 of them in here. Got to be careful approaching. And Cosmic Crush. I'm not familiar with that. I might have actually used like a backup spell myself, you know, like even just Hoarfrost on him as well, so you can get it where you need it. But I don't know what that is. Actually, I'll kind of try and look it up as I go.
Cosmic Crush is a spell that has a casting value of 7 and a range of 12 inches. If successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within range and visible to the caster. Roll a number of dice equal to the number of models in that unit. For each roll that equals or exceeds that unit's save characteristic, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound.
Right.
So it's a horde clear spell where it's better if it's a horde of good save things. So like basically this is a Chaos Warrior Blob's Worst Nightmare. I guess they have a 5 of ward against mortals, so it's not that bad, but still.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horde clear-esque.
It's like you know, it's good against some things, like even if it's just like what do you call it? The hammer and anvil, or sorry, hammer and shield. Are they annihilators? Annihilators, right? The ones that deep strike? Yeah. So like they have a 2-up save, for example, you know? I mean, it's like not the best, but like there's kind of other better examples. But yeah, like you got a big thing of like Graveguard with a 4-up save, and you're just like, this is pretty spicy. Like 4-up mortals from a spell. I actually don't mind it. Oh, it's just an internet name. So I guess that was you, Bryce. Is that correct?
It was. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, so we've got 2 Saurus Guard, Saurus Warriors. It's interesting. I mean, the Guard are obviously to keep the heroes safe. Only 1 unit of Skinks and Ether Void Pendulum, Quicksilver Swords. 3 Terror Wings I really like. You know, just running around scoring objectives and helping you get Surround and Destroy. And then we've got a Scourge Runner Chariot allied in.
Yeah, that one's kind of an interesting choice. It's like, it's very fast and it shoots.
Yeah.
And it's not insignificant damage.
No.
So I think it's partially like Surround and Destroy and partially ranged harassment of some kind.
Right.
What's interesting about this list is that, well, a couple things actually. Number one, Quicksilver Swords is interesting because with the changes to ward saves, or sorry, the changes to the bodyguard rules is that they are treated as wards.
Yes.
So now you can't negate Quicksilver Swords by bodyguarding them off.
But
or no, maybe I'm wrong about that.
Yeah, because Quicksilver Swords specific wording doesn't go around that. It doesn't turn off wards.
It doesn't say no ward saves. It says it can't be negated. Never mind, my bad.
Yeah.
So
it's really strange.
That's different.
But it's still cool though. Like, right? Wait.
It's neat to see for sure. Arcane Might is the 3 predatory on the spells on this general, right?
Right.
Yeah. And it also increases the range at which you can cast that spell. It doubles it, I think.
Indeed.
And then it's even more with the Astrolith Bearer.
Exactly, yeah.
So you can just like whip those swords across the battlefield, which is pretty scary.
And they're already moving pretty fast.
So. Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, I think that's kind of one of the downsides of swords is that I think it's only 6 inches set up.
Yeah, but I think they move 12 inches.
No, I think they move 8.
Really?
Yeah,
I've only taken them once.
Well, while you check, another interesting thing is that we're seeing Arcane Might being taken in a couple Seraphon lists instead of Lord of Celestial Resonance, just because
you're right.
Lord of Celestial Resonance got nerfed in that I think it's like the first spell. Basically, you get less cosmic power points as a result of it. So people are like, okay, well, I'm going to go into something else. So what's interesting is that one of the tactics that Seraphon liked to use is getting a ton of cosmic power points, summoning in a unit of Raptidon chargers, and then just like whipping them at you. And they could reliably do that every turn.
Yep.
Whereas with this level of cosmic power points being generated, I don't know that they can do that anymore.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that we're not really seeing Raptidons being summoned in, we're not really seeing Raptidons being brought in like battle line, like their starting army anymore.
No.
So I wonder if that's going to kind of change how Seraphon plays a bit, because it's reducing their threat range by quite a bit if you don't see those chargers every turn. But yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
it's neat.
I like it. It's a little different take. You know, we got used to seeing a very similar, type list. So it's good to see something a little different, even if it's not, true Chad coalesced fashion. I'll take what I can get.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of M's and a lot of B's.
I think there's 6 mats at this tournament.
Is there? Damn.
Yeah.
Joshua Alborn. So.
Tzeentch.
Oh, nice. You just don't see a lot of good old Tzeentch lately. What was his name again? I forgot.
Joshua Alborn.
Thank you.
AHL.
Joshua. What are you, Joshua? Starts. Wait, what? I must have not gone far enough.
You can just control F and search.
That's true. And then I found it right after you said that. So, sucks to suck, as you like to say. Okay, Host Arcanum, I believe, is the one where you get the Screamers as battle line, and then you get to automatically, was it unbind in the first, third, and fifth battle round? Is that the right one?
It says once per turn in the first, third, and fifth battle rounds, when a friendly Host Arcanum wizard attempts to unbind a spell, you can choose for that spell to be automatically unbound.
Yeah. And you get Screamers as battle line. So it's like a nice cheap battle line, because that's kind of one of the problems, I think, for Tzeentch. So he's got a Gaunt Summoner with a 9-Eye Tome, my personal favorite combo, because it lets you reroll all your casts and unbinds, but it only goes on a Demon Wizard. Primal Frost, Hoorfrost, Kairos Fate Weaver, the man, the bird, the legend. Really love that. These are all things that I was taking. I think I took too many heroes, but I was really trying to, go for a certain build. Anyway, Magister with the command trait Cult Demagogue and Merciless Blizzard. I'm trying to remember what that is. I was taking Demon Spark for the extra points, but Magister, I don't remember that one.
I'll check. Magister.
Okay. It's the command trait Cult Demagogue.
So it says if the first casting roll in each hero phase for this general is a double and the spell is not miscast, the casting attempt is successful and the spell cannot be unbound regardless
of cool.
In addition, you receive 2 fate points instead of 1.
Oh, that's dope. Huh, I didn't remember that one. But then, doesn't he only have 1 cast? The Magister? I think the Magister only has 1 cast, so that's interesting. But he's got Blizzard, so that'd be kind of cool,
It is a single caster. Yeah.
Yeah. But then I guess if you throw some primal dice after it, you might be able to just get a double.
Yep.
More likely to. Huh. 10 Zangor, 10 Pink Horrors, 3 Screamers, 6 Furies. Interesting, in 1 unit. And then 6 Zangor Enlightened in 1 unit, reinforced, obviously. And a Mutilix Vortex Beast, 160. And the spells Burning Sigil of Tzeentch, which is the one that can turn people into spawn at the end of the movement phase. Umbral Spell Porter, everyone knows what that does. Malevolent Maelstrom, and 1980 points. I like this list a lot. I think this is really cool. I might have taken the Zangor in 2 units of 3, but and obviously I'm not a good Tzeentch player. I'm kind of a, what do you call it? An amateur. I just like to, I'm an enthusiast. I'm a Tzeentch enthusiast. So there's probably a reason for that I'm not really understanding.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because
go ahead. Sorry.
I was wondering if it's maybe just to bring people back, through rally and other means, but
right. People are also saying in the chat that the Magister does have a conditional second cast. So if the first casting attempt is successful and not unbound, you can cast an extra spell. However, kind of interesting because it's the opposite of the Cult Demagogue
Right.
Where if you roll doubles on that spell, it immediately fails and the Magister dies. So
He just dies.
He just dies. Yeah, I don't know if you want that.
So, but does he know some kind of secret tech where this overrules that?
Well, no, because the Cult Demagogue is specifically for the first spell you cast, and Magic Touch, which is the Magister ability, is specifically after the first spell that you cast is successful, then you can cast an additional one. So,
Right. I see.
Cult Demagogue only
Okay.
applies to the first spell, and this
Okay.
one only applies to the
Right.
second spell.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you're like, but with my luck, I would get, doubles only on the second spell every time. So, yeah.
Yeah. Does he have? He does have Master of Destiny.
He does.
as his
It's
grand
like
strat, which makes sense.
The auto. It's like
Yeah.
it's the best grand strat probably in the game because you can just choose to get it.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess if you have Kairos Fate Weaver,
You're getting one back each turn. Well, not every turn because unless you go second.
your general dying doesn't matter as much if you have a general. Is Kairos a general in addition?
I think he's just a lore master, but I can look it up. Or you might be.
Yeah,
faster.
you're right.
Okay.
He's just a lore master.
Yeah, he's just a whore master. Gets around that bird. Yeah, I mean this is a really fun list. I would like to try something out like this myself at some point. I just really like the selection of units that they've taken.
Yeah. Alexander Fries in the chat is saying that the Cult Demagogue is basically for an unbindable blizzard on that general. Because if he gets doubles on the casting roll, any doubles,
Yeah,
other than 1 and 1,
that's what I was thinking too. But what are the odds though of getting, like the odds of getting a double on 2 dice is 1 in 6, right? And then does it go down by half each time? So it'd be 1 in 3, and then.
I don't know.
But like, either way.
It's still nice to have the opportunity.
Oh yeah, no, I think this is really really fun because like honestly, I actually don't think that the command traits are super good for Tzeentch. Like I kept taking Demon Spark because it's easier. A lot of people take the increase the range on their mortal spellcaster, but it's only on an Arcanite wizard. So yeah, Destiny dice guarantee 2. What is? Oh, that's true. Oh, there you go. That's such a great point, Matthias. Yeah, you can just literally just be like, I've got 2 2s or whatever, right? Or what do you need to like? Do you have to actually roll the dice and cast it? Yeah, you fate dice it. Yeah, sorry guys, I had a long day. I'm actually beat. Yeah.
Next list. Let's escape.
This
Let's
is
get
so
away from-
cool, though. Honestly, this is so cool. It's kind of making me jazz for Tzeentch again. Yeah. Okay. Spin that wheel. We haven't got one Skaven yet. What the crap? Poop on a stick. That's what I say. Jason Uratescu. I'm going to say it like that. I know it's not right, but I did my best. I don't have to go far, luckily.
Kruleboyz.
Kruleboyz in there. Cruel toys. Big Yeller is man after my own heart. What a guy. Right?
I don't think
Big
I've
Yeller.
ever seen a Kruleboyz list in a tournament that isn't Grin and Blades.
That's because those people aren't as cool as me and Jason here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Big Yellers. Crump 'em all. I'm actually not familiar with that. I don't remember what
I
that
think
is.
Crump 'em all is down to 2 units at the end of the game,
Oh, neat. Oh, okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
Loves it. Killaboss on Great Nashtooth is the general. This is kind of cool because he's got Egomaniac, which I'm almost positive is the bodyguard save to the peons. Command trait, or sorry, artifact Beast Killer Slop. Oh, jeez. Are you gonna make me look up stuff, Jason? Is this the one that like improves your mount? Gosh darn it. Wait. Beast kill a slob. I don't remember what that is. Like
Once per combat, at the start of the combat phase, you can pick one enemy monster within 3 inches of the bearer and roll a dice. On a 1, nothing happens. On a 2 to 5, that monster suffers d6 mortal wounds. On a 6, that monster suffers 2d6 mortal wounds. The only thing I don't like about it is the on a 1, it does nothing. That sucks.
Isn't it? It's once per game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you said once per turn or something like that. And I was like, wait,
No,
what? Because I was sure that all of the Kruleboyz ones were once per game. Okay. And then Gordrak, he's just good. You don't need to pick a spell.
Godspeed.
I'm sorry. It was
Not
Alex.
Gordrak.
Alex was talking about Gordrak like in the chat, as you know, like all day. Gobsprack, he's a lore master as well. You don't actually have to pick a spell for him, but maybe his app or something was telling him to. Kill a boss on Great Gnash Tooth. Oh, another one. Mount Train Fasten. That's cool. And they're already really fast. I like this. If they weren't 10 wounds, they'd be even better. But the cool thing about them is that they stop people from running away. Like, you'll only ever lose one guy from a unit because he just, kills them. Swamp Boss Scumdrak. He's the giant vulture guy. He's the one that everyone was taking like in Big Wa and stuff like that. I still don't really get it, if I'm being honest. I don't really like him enough to take him. But what are you going to do? Swamp Caller Shaman with Potgrot and Merciless Blizzard. Love that. And a Snatch a Boss on Sledgebreaker Beast. This is all really cool. I might take... I think I personally would have taken another Swamp Caller Shaman because he's got 2 units of 6 Bolt Boys. But, and then 1 unit of Gut Rippers and a unit of Hogrot Slittas because he has a unit of Gut Rippers. He has a Beast Skewer Killbow. That's interesting. And another unit of Hogrot Slittas. This is pretty cool, actually. This is very different. It's different than what I play. I think I would take more Bolt Boys, to be honest. Maybe even just sacrifice the Gut Rippers. Because 3 times 6 is just so scary. But then you also need another Swamp Caller Shaman at the very least. Yeah, this is interesting. He's got a lot of chaff. And then if you get in close, he's got the Blizzard on the Swamp Caller Shaman. Does he have... He does not. He's in a battle regiment. He's got 1 battle regiment. And he's not a 1-drop because he's got... everything is over but I like it. What do you think?
Yeah, it's cool. For those of you that don't know, if you're like me and you've only seen Grin and Blades, Big Yellers basically adds 3 inches to the range of all of the shooting attacks in his army. So those Bolt Boys are going to be shooting at 27 inches instead of 24 inches. I can't remember what the Killbow's range is. I think it's also 24.
It's 20, yes, 24, and it...
and then you can also reroll hit rolls of 1. Oh, no,
you can roll 1 hit roll.
Of the hit roll.
Yeah, per unit.
1 of the attack. Okay, gotcha.
In the first battle round. Unless they change that.
Okay, so that's just bad.
You're doing it for the range. Yeah. Because
so basically, this guy doesn't want to go into any list that has any kind of shooting whatsoever. Or any ranged projection. So 18, 24-inch spell damage range. Just because those Bolt Boys are paper thin.
They are.
So if I was playing against this, I would probably just sit at 28 inches and then just Iron Blaster the Bolt Boys until I felt safe, and then I would just rush in and murder stuff.
It's true. It
does protect for quite a while, right? It's not. It's simply not bad.
And you can also take, there's a few things you can kind of do to mess with them with the sneaky, the nasty tricks or whatever. But it's. I like it. I like that the people they're trying something different. It's not I'm Kruleboyz, so then therefore automatically I'm taking Grin and Blades, even though they're probably the right choice for a tournament, if I'm being honest. But the thing is too is that he would have to have taken another unit of gut rippers minimum if he wanted to take Grin and Blades, because Big Yellers is what makes Bolt Boy's battle line, and then so you just wouldn't have enough battle line. That's kind of been like their main thing. Like I actually think like an early change that would have been better for Kruleboyz to make them a little more competitive was just like take a Swamp Call a Shaman as your general, and then Bolt Boys become, like in addition to taking Big Yellers, and then that way it's just like you don't feel quite so hemmed in. Like there's a few things they could have done. Like Grin and Blades were anyway. Big Yellers were what was taken early on, and then later on it became Grin and Blades when they got like the buff in their rules, because it used to be only turn 1, and it was like anyway, yeah, not bad, pretty cool. Spin that wheel. I don't think it's been changed, Robin, but I haven't been keeping my eye on that pulse as much. Andrew Dussault. A lot of A names.
Way fan.
Ooh. Ooh. Andrew. There he goes. Fuiten.
Rob, if I look at the stream and I see that you're not Control F searching it, I'm going to be angry.
I didn't, but
Because I'm finding these in like 0.5 seconds.
That's true. I feel nothing. So, Tidecaster spell Steed of Tides. That allows them to zip a hero around the board outside of 9. I think I would have taken Merciless Blizzard. Then again, we've got... Oh, but you got Arcane Tome, so you can put them in Acolytes.
Yeah, I don't know if I would take a Blizzard on a Tidecaster. Just because, like... Or in Fueten specifically, because, like, you're not castling by any means.
No.
So...
But I mean, she's so slow. I guess that's what gets her around the board. That's fair, but then it just becomes like you just pick her off. Like she's so easy to kill. Like
I also am a bit of a firm believer that like if you don't have any bonuses to cast and you don't have Andorian Acolytes.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like I was gonna look and see if they had Andorian Acolytes, because the king is less than the amount of wounds.
They can't have Andorian Acolytes, I think. Can't you only be a wait? Can you have a mount and be an Andorian focus?
I'm pretty sure, because isn't the Gaunt Summoner on disc? Maybe not.
I'll verify that.
Thank you. So the king is the general, of course. They didn't put the one. What's it called? Oh man, I can't come up with the command trait. The only one that everyone takes, because it makes the Smash King into a Smash King. Someone should probably tell this person that they are missing a command trait, because it's very, very important that you have the one thing that makes the Smash King so good. And they don't have Andorian Acolytes regardless, by the way. But they do have 2 Bloodthirsty Shivers, so that's 6 units of Alopexes. And then the Levite. Yep.
So for the Andorian Acolytes battalion, it's on the battalion. It says you can have 2 champions, and a champion is a hero with a wounds characteristic of less than 10 that does not have a mount and is not unique. So
I see it's specifically in that.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, that's fair. It's kind of too bad, and that was, I think, short-sighted of them, but that's fine. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty wild. This seems like a very fun list, because he's got like the 6 Bloodthirsty Shivers, so now they are auto wounding on 6s to hit across the board. Leviathan with reverberating carapace. Oh, and he didn't put the mount trait on the king, which he could have done as well, because it specifically says in the book that you get 1 of each.
Matt, reach out to this man.
Yeah, he needs a command trait, and he I mean, whatever. Like, a lot of people don't realize that. You got to read the fine print. He's got Free Guild Command Corps in here, and Wild Corps Hunters. Those are both from cities?
Yeah, the Free Guild Command Corps are... I'm assuming he's taking those essentially for like the 4-up Command Ignore.
Yeah.
Then he has... So the Wildercorp Hunters are the other half of the like Gorger box set from Warcry, and basically I think if they're in cover, they get either like +1 rend or +1 attack or something like that. They're shooting attacks, or some bonus for shooting attacks. But basically, they have like some shooting attacks. They're just chaff, essentially. They get a pre-game move, which is kind of nice, so you can use them first round and destroy a little bit easily. But this list is not struggling to get surround and destroy whatsoever. So
No,
yeah.
My God, it's one of the easiest to get in the game. Interesting. I don't know that it's worth 330 points, to be honest, especially because certain things can be shot so easily. Yeah, that's interesting. I think I would have personally probably rather have taken a soul scryer, to just pop in the board. It gives you a priest, that kind of thing. But interesting. I mean, I don't know enough about cities to actually talk about them specifically, but I like that they're doing something a little different here, You're going to grab your free guild command core for Cities of Sigmar soon. I will paint them up for 4th when they become bad, because that's what happens to units that are powerful. That's true. There is like a cycle, It's the circle of GW, of GW like liquefying things that are on the shelf. Yeah. Okay. Boop. Coolest. I like saying something. All these lists are like, they have a little bit of, different, like they're nothing's been like too cookie cutter, which I appreciate. Bam. Dylan Wolf. Okay. Control F.
Sons of Behemoth.
Sick.
I love Sons of Behemoth players because their lists are so short.
I know.
It's just a little, a little snack.
Like, look at this. The whole thing fits on one screen, and there's room to spare. My God.
Delicious. He's running King Broad Stomp.
Oh, mwah.
Which, if you don't know, basically means that in the shooting phase, he can smash one terrain piece and throw it. It's like D6 attacks. It's actually a significant amount of damage if you roll high in that D6. He's got Slaughter of Sorcery, so he just wants to kill all the wizards. He's exactly 2,000 points, so his triumph does not matter. He's got King Broad himself, who I think is going to be having a 5-up ward if he's near any of the other giants. A Gatebreaker with Big Eater, which I don't remember what that does.
Right.
I think it's a heal.
That sounds
something
right.
like that. Basically, the big thing is that this list wants to... It gets the Stonehorn monstrous action. So whenever they charge, one of the monstrous actions that they can do is they can roll 3d6 and they can move over enemy units as if they can fly, which is pretty huge for like repositioning.
Right.
King Broad is much more tanky with his 5-up ward. And yeah, got an Allstone icon for unbinding. And actually, he gets another pretty easy battle tactic, because he can just keep that guy off a point.
Right.
And then just like put it onto a point that his opponent controls and get a battle tactic, which I think that was in this most recent battle scroll, which is just like if you have a Nullstone Adornment, then you just step onto a point that your opponent controls. You don't even have to take it, just contest it, and there's your battle tactic. So
that's really cool. And I always like the lists that are just for big guys, It's just, it looks like so much fun to play. Nice and simple. Yeah, this looks like a blast. And congrats with 2,000 points on the nose when you've got four units, 4 models. That's so awesome. Dylan wins the award for most likely to drop from an event. Wait, which one? Is this Dylan? Right?
Yeah.
Wait, why would he drop?
I don't know.
You might... maybe there's something I don't understand there. Yeah, and man, that was a nice, quick, and easy list to review, huh?
It's just a nice refresher.
It really was. A palate cleanser, almost. Whoops. All right, cut in and out there because
Speaking of palate cleanser, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab another Corona from the meat.
Oh, I like it. Let's see if... Was it 2 Ds? Oops. That. Nope. Why wasn't it? Why did it hate me so much? It's 2 T's. I put 2 T's. Oh, he's on the next. That was insane. That was completely and utterly insane. Wait, it was Matthew. Oh, Seaman. There's Davidson, Kangizer, and Seaman. But he is Seaman, and he
Oh,
is.
it's slaves.
It is.
Yes.
Someone got their wish.
Yes. Okay.
This is bullcrap.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Go on.
Most we ever chosen. I like it so far. He's got rally on 5-ups for his.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Sorry, by the way, Mason explained apparently Dylan he drops from events quite often. That's why.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope he makes it to this one. So, Host of the Ever Chosen normally would give you a 5-up rally for Chosen, Warriors, and I think Knights. But he has none of those things. He has just Varangar. But the other benefit of Host of the Ever Chosen is that it gives you an extra banner, which he doesn't take. What? I don't understand. Did he mean to do
Did he pick
Knights of the
the
Empty Throne? Maybe?
Maybe.
Or his Archaon? I don't know what's going on.
I don't either.
I don't know what's happening.
This might be another one of those. This is my first event, and I'm.
No, Matthew Siemens, he's a good player. He
Oh,
was
okay.
at P&W Masters last year.
Maybe a misclick?
Yeah, maybe. I'm confused, but all right. So he's got a Chaos Sorcerer Lord,
Okay.
which is good. It's got draw on power. Or sorry, it's got the demonic power for +1 to hit and wound as a spell. He's got the Nurgle Mark of Chaos. Mason says this is a flavor list.
Maybe.
I guess that makes sense because the Everchosen is Archaon.
That's true.
This is his.
But why not take the? Oh, I see. It's because he's got Archaon. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's as good a reason as any, right?
Yep. I mean, I'm all for taking flavor lists. If that's what this is for, then more power to you.
Absolutely.
The Arch Sorcerer command trait, which I definitely know what it is, and I'm not searching for it right now. Arch Sorcerer. It's this general knows all of the spells from the Lore of the Damned. So
Cool.
he knows all of the Slaves of Darkness spells, of which there is one good one. And and then we have he also knows Hoarfrost, and he doesn't actually know Warp Reality because he's not Tzeentch. It's just a bug in the app. He has the Helm of Eldritch Command, which I definitely know what that is too.
Obviously.
When he attempts to dispel an endless spell, oh, that's right. He can take control of endless spells.
Oh, right.
he
That
dispels.
actually, yeah. I remember Andy took that against me.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Then he has Hoarfrost, as I said. Archaon knows Demonic Speed. He does not know Warp Reality. Again. And then he's got 1, 2, 3 units of 3 Varanguard that are all marked as Nurgle that have ensorcelled weapons, which means they're Ogre Gluttons. And
What does that mean?
Prismatic Palette. Sorry?
What
They
is?
just have 4 attacks, 3s, 3s, -1/2 damage.
Oh, I see. That
And your
I
Ogre
see.
Glutton profile, so.
That's funny.
Then Prismatic Palisade for messing with shooting and movement, I think. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely thematic. So I respect it for that.
Me too.
It is a little bit of an oof that the sub-faction has like literally 0 impact on the list whatsoever. But yeah,
I personally I like to play thematic lists. Everyone knows that. Like I'm just like never taking Starborn. Like I'm not going to ever do that. But I think I would still pick just something that at least that way it's interacting with it. Otherwise it's like you might as well not even pick one. You know? Other than like for pure lore reasons or something, I guess. But like that's kind of something that I almost think that I think should go in AOS 4 is like this character belongs to this faction. Like if they're like Usharin or something, he should be master of all of them. Like Volturnos is for IDK. Like why did we ever do that? You know? But whatever. Okay. Cool list though. Very cool list. Like it. Like it a lot.
Certificate says where the Gitz at. Is there a Goblin family reunion that weekend? There are 2 Gitz lists. So this is funny because Seattle is not that far away from Vancouver.
Yeah.
How many Gitz lists were there at Cake or Death?
Well,
Like, it was one of the most popular factions, I'm pretty sure.
and there's a lot that play it in Washington as well. Like Ricky Fisher is one of them.
Ricky's helping Tio, though.
Oh, fair enough. Sucks to suck. Okay, we've got Oliver Messenger, and he is the Cities of Sigmar guy. So it's all up to you, my friend. He's got Pontifex Zenestra. I know what she do.
Excelsis. Is that the Cavalier?
I don't know.
Just going to verify real quick. Cities of Sigmar.
How dare you verify and make sure that our information is correct? Who do you think you are? Well, he's got Talia Vedra fresh off a point decrease. So therefore, I remember Eric was talking about how he thought Talia was like good at her old points, but now he's just like she's like very interesting and attractive at that point level.
Definitely attractive. So Excelsis is add 1 to the wounds characteristics of friendly Excelsis monsters, which is going to apply to Talia. In addition, each time a friendly Excelsis Free Guild Cavaliers unit fights, after all its attacks have been resolved, pick 1 enemy unit within 3 inches of them and roll a dice for each model in the unit. For each 4+, the enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound. So they basically get bites. On a 4+. But yeah, it's not bad. Just extra mortal wounds, an extra wound.
Did you not say per model?
It is per model, yeah.
So
Cavaliers are units of 3, though.
Oh,
That's
I see.
So
oh, you mean like Saurus bites?
Yes.
I see. I thought you meant like gulping bites.
No.
I see. No. Yo, Bahamut, thanks for joining us. Been playing Final Fantasy VII. I've been hearing good things. Very good things. A lot of that going around lately. I don't blame you. Well, I do, but I'm glad you're here. It only takes 1 representative to win. Good luck to those 2 Gitz players. Agreed. I'm assuming we're not done with this list.
Oh, we are. No, yeah. Yeah. So then he has Talia Vedra. He's got the Free Guild Cavalier Marshal with Sigmar at Warhammer, so it's actually going to be hitting pretty hard.
Right.
In addition to giving a charge reroll for the Cavaliers. Also, I lied. I think Cavaliers are units of 5, not 3. That's my bad.
Those are the horse guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're 5s.
Yeah. So they're 3 wounds each. I got confused.
Wow.
Then he's got a Fusel Major on Ogre Warhulk with Master Ballistics, which whenever it gives the all-out attack command, it's going to be adding 1 to wound rolls as well.
That's cool.
However, isn't the Warhulk also a bonus on... One sec.
I don't know. But it also... Wait, sorry. Is the Master of Ballistics thing that it gives it +1 to the wound as well? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool, man. It's going to have those 20 Fusiliers nearby. That's for show.
Oh, okay, sorry. The Fusel Major just adds range.
Oh, okay.
At the start of the shooting phase. And then he's got a group of 10 Cavaliers, a group of 5 Cavaliers, 20 Steel Helms for Chaff. He's got 20 Fusiliers and then 10 Fusiliers, and it looks like he's a 2-drop. So, yeah. He doesn't have the, what's it called?
I don't know.
The Alchemite Warforger, so he's not going to be getting a bubble of +1 to hit, and he's also not giving anything mortals.
In melee, yeah.
In melee only, but this is a pretty melee heavy list.
It's true.
So, yeah, this is an interesting list.
It is. It's well-rounded, too.
It is well-rounded.
Yeah.
Cavaliers are very good, just on their own, and then Mortal Wounds in addition is going to be great, too.
I think Talia's very good now. I think she's a great beat stick. Yeah. I guess he just didn't have the points to bring in the Warforger, but...
Yeah. Opted not to use the Command Corps as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if they're, maybe they've just fallen barely out of the meta with the points change and the rules change as well, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how those Fusiliers are going to do, just because, like, without the mortal wounds in addition from the spell, it is a big nerf.
Yeah, but I think that's why he's got the major on the ogre.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. But so it's still going to be like threes being projected at quite a far range.
Right.
So 40 shots from that one block of 20 Fusiliers is not insignificant. Like, it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna be good for the battle tactic too, right?
Yeah, that too. And if anything, I would think that, like, you can probably clear a screen with that, or at least mostly clear it, and then your Cavaliers can get in and actually chew on the thing they want to chew on. So
right. And as Alexander said, it is a ton of shots.
Yeah.
Dale says the Gitz third nerf wasn't an effect for Cake or Death. It was not. Yeah. We salute you, my friends.
Yeah. Next list.
Bam, bling, bloom. Here goes another one. Oh, beep. No, it's Dylan Wolf. Spin again. We already did him. That's what she said. Spin again.
I think you can remove them when you get the result.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, the thing right next to close.
Oh, right. You think I'm paying attention? It's like you're not paying attention to me, Carson. Jay Gooding. So I will remove him. Jay Gooding. The key is to not forget.
Ossiarch Bonereapers. Petrifex Elite.
Nice. I gotta go to the right page.
Epifex Elite. Okay. He's got... Let's see here. So Petrifex Elite is going to be -1 to wound against the Immortus Guard.
Yep.
And...
the Immortus Guard and the...
Necrostalkers as well. I don't think it's going to apply to the Mortek Guard.
It doesn't. It definitely doesn't. Yeah.
So it's just that Immortus Guard that's going to be a little more tough.
Interesting.
Let me just verify that Petrifex.
It's not Mortek Guard. I'm almost positive I remember that.
Hekatos or Gothazar Harvester units. Hekatos are Immortus Guard, Morghast Archive, Morghast Harbingers, and Necrostalkers. So,
wow.
Yeah. So it's just going to be that Immortus Guard that's going to be pretty tough. He's got 2 minimum size unit Mortek Guard. He's got the Sterniest Garrison, which, if anyone saw the AOS All-Stars with Matthias.
You're doing it like
what is that stupid show?
That you made, yeah.
Matthias ran Petrifex Elite with this Regiment Renown.
Yep.
And this regiment includes Manfred. It includes 2 units of Felbats and then 1 unit of Graveguard. You can choose the whatever weapon option that you want. The special thing is that at the start of your hero phase, you can teleport any of these units outside of 6 inches of any enemy units. And the key thing here is that Graveguard are auto-charging on 6s. So basically you're just teleporting Graveguard outside of 6 inches and then they auto-charge in, which is pretty scary because they can hit pretty hard. The scarier thing is that when you do that and you teleport that 1 unit, they get +1 to their attacks. So, ouch. It's 30 attacks, basically, 31 attacks from the Graveguard.
Right.
Pretty spicy. Manfred's just good on his own as like counter charge tech.
Yep.
Instead of redeploying, Manfred can charge, which is pretty sweet. And when he charges, he gets strike first. He's got Catacross, who is just going to be projecting a bubble of +1 to hit, +1 save for his actual Ossiarch units. He's got Mortisan Bone Shaper, who's got Dark Acolyte, which I believe is like the first spell he casts cannot be unbound. So that's really good for magical dominance.
That's right, yeah.
He's got Empower Netherite Weapons, which is really good, so exploding 5s instead of 6s. Artisan's Key, which...
I don't remember that either.
It's just extra healing, basically, extra version. And then that's pretty much it. 2 units Mortek Guard, Immortus Guard. Yeah. Battle Regiment and the Regiment of Renown, so it's going to be a 2-drop.
Right.
Yep. It'll be pretty scary.
One thing to remember, too, is if Manfred gets, if he kills something with his Gladefleist or whatever the heck it's called, his scythe thing, he does not give an extra attack to the Graveguard. Common mistake.
Geistful.
Yeah, that's it. Geistver. That's what I said. Because they have to be allegiance or Legion of Night for them to get that, which you can't have on an allied unit. But it's a common thing, so I just thought I'd mention that.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. Another spin.
Yes, sir.
Spin that wheel. Okay. Bryce Coppin we already did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll remove and spin again. My apologies. I will try to remember next time. Jake Hicks. Right? Yeah. Woo!
Gloomspite Gitz. Yay!
Nice. Okay. Jake Hicks.
Ooh.
Yeah, Glog's Mega Mob. Who dowgy? Love this. Okay, so we got the glowy howitz. The most common thing to put, obviously. And then you got Trug, Scuttleboss. Wait, what? I thought this was... Oh, Glog's Mega Mob. I'm sorry. I was thinking it was Trogherd. And I was like, what? You can't have a gigantic spider in there? Okay, now I'm on the right track here. So we do have Trug, but really, and then they're the general with the super nasty venom. So you'd think that they'd put it on the Dankhold Trog boss. So again, this is very different. Headdress of Many Eyes, so you're only hitting him on, I think it's 5s and 6s, which is wild. Scragrot, who's sort of, and he is also a lore master, so you don't have to pick a spell for him, but that's cool if you do. 9 Rockgut Troggoths, 9 Rockgut Troggoths. A unit of Spider Riders is battle. Oh, because he's the general. Right. Okay. And then we've got... Wait. Oh, because it's Glog's Mega Mob. He doesn't make them generals, though. He doesn't make them battle line.
Troggoths?
Yeah.
Let me check.
And Scragrot doesn't have the keyword. Oh, but Trug is... That's right. Trug is a general in addition. That's what it is. Yeah. Glog's Mega Mob doesn't make it happen, but Trug does because he's a warlord or whatever they call it. So he's the general in addition, like Scragrot. So he makes the Rock Guts battle line.
Yep.
Cool. 1 battle regiment, 1 warlord. So they took Glowy Howitz. Oh, and right, that's right. The headdress of Many Eyes. It's kind of cool, like the spiders are still 90 points for 10 wounds, and they're running around ignoring terrain. They make great screens, even at 5, because you just put them sideways. And then 18 Rock Guts. It's just like, my God, they're slow, but they are slappy. And also, you might get off, like a teleportation from Scragrot, possibly. So, yeah. Trug's rocking around and throwing his weight around. It's kind of cool, I would expect kind of like a 2-prong attack, The Dankhold backing up one side and maybe Trug on the other. And then some other guys running around the battlefield doing tricky stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Still a spider head from Rumor Engine. I know, Bahamut. I'm still waiting for that too. The one with the hole in its head. Hopefully it's not just some rando thing that someone's carrying the head of a spider. Okay. Remove Jake. Thank you, Jake. Hopefully this pleased you, Ludivicus. We salute you. What's going to be someone different? Phil Zoshak. Good old Ossiarch. He'll probably be on page 2. Yippers. And then...
Fireslayers.
Ooh.
Also Vostark.
Ooh.
Most.
I remember the last time we reviewed one fire. Actually, I think I do. I think it was might have been Alex's, but you are pleased. Excellent. Yeah. Well, I've already forgotten what Vostark does.
+1 to hit and wound for Volkite Berserkers units if they charged.
Right.
Which he has 1 unit of 20 Firesteel Hand Axe ones.
Jeez.
He's got a unit of, I don't know how many Hearthguard Berserkers that is, and then another unit of 20 Volkite Berserkers with Firesteel Hand Axes. He's got his Molten, Infernoth, and Magmic Battleforge invocations, which I think is what his grand strat is. Masters of the Forge is like have 1 Fireslayer's invocation on the board at the end of the game. He's got an Arc Runefather on Magmadroth. Blood of the Berserker. What does that do?
I like that he's got at least 1 Magmadroth. You know.
Once per battle in the combat phase after this general has fought for the first time in that phase, you can say that they will go berserk. If they do so, they can fight for a second. Okay, so fight twice, strike last. Once per game. So quite good. The Axe of Grimnir.
Especially when they're reflecting mortals. Right?
Yeah. Axe of Grimnir improves the rend and damage by one of his melee weapons.
Okay. That's rad.
Forever. So he...
Yeah, that's amazing. Like, Blade of Reality says, hi, I'm jealous. So...
Yeah. And then Coldheart Ancient is... If it's the target of an attack made with melee weapon, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic. So, super tough, super slappy, and it can fight twice. So, what more can you ask for?
Yoda.
He allied in the twins, which is kind of interesting. Alanya and Elithor.
I'm surprised they even can.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know what the reasoning for that is. I'm just going to take a look at their war scroll to see if there's like something that applies to friendly units in general or something.
You'd think that like the dwarves wouldn't be too into, especially LRL, like, but they need all the help they can get. Maybe, I don't know. Elanya and Elithor.
So, if they're included in it as an ally in armies that have an order general,
okay,
they. If this is within 3 inches of your general at the start of your hero phase, on a 4-up, you receive 1 extra command point.
Okay. My question is, how do you ally them? Like, if you ally them in, how do you not have an order general? You can't ally them into non-order armies.
Yeah. Dale saying Magic Dawn turn 1. That makes sense. But I feel like they're cheaper wizards. Right? Like,
right.
I mean,
although I guess it's like, maybe, well, don't they have their own like magical spark thingies that they can pop?
Well, no, that's like the Lumineth thing.
Yeah, is that an allegiance ability?
That's an allegiance ability.
Oh, okay, I thought it was on their war scroll for some reason. Okay, I mean, I guess as Dale said, they're not the worst. You know, I don't know. They're 190 points. It seems like a lot, but they're the ones like kind of like one of them standing on the other one's head, right? Yeah.
They have 1+1 to casting and unbinding, which is kind of nice. They are a double caster, which is kind of nice. I mean, it gives you access to Mystic Shield.
How many wounds?
8 on a 3-up.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
They seem like they would move fast too, but I don't know.
They move 6, but
okay.
It says at the end of the combat. I know at the end of the combat they have like a quasi teleport.
Damn.
But it's
they got to be alive for that, huh?
Yeah, it's if they fought and the roll is less than the number of the current battle round or less than the number of wounds allocated to this unit, they can heal and then remove it from the battlefield and set it up 12 inches away from all enemy units. So
that could be a really cool thing to do, like turn 5, to like just get somewhere onto an objective and grab it.
Yeah.
They
do have to have fought, but yes.
No, I know, but like, you know what I mean? Like I need to get to the other side of the board I charge in over here, fight, hopefully survive. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think this is actually a very interesting list. Yeah. Okay. Spin that wheel. Go all Technotronic here. We've got Thomas O'Brien. Did we do Thomas yet? I don't think so.
Oh, big wah.
Oh, cool. Sick.
Oh,
Okay.
no, never mind. At the top, it immediately says Bonesplitterz, not Big Wah. Best Coast doesn't have Bonesplitterz as a faction.
Oh, weird.
Neat.
Okay.
Actual Bonesplitterz.
Actual Bonesplitterz.
Yeah.
You see, this is what it's like, Alex. This is what you do. I don't know why I specifically singled him out. He's more of an Iron Jaws guy, but
This is what a real Chad does.
Yeah.
Iron Jaws, you think you're special?
yeah.
Nerd.
You like naked dwarves. How about naked orcs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
What is anything in this list?
Well, we know what the War Doc does.
True.
Yeah.
We do know what Wargog does. We know he has a 4-up ward. We know that he
He
can
stares
stare
at you.
death.
Yep.
And Icebone. If the unmodified wound roll for an attack made with a melee weapon by a friendly Icebone model is 6, that attack causes a number of mortal wounds to the target equal to the weapon's damage characteristic and the attack sequence ends. Cool.
Right
Neat. This is going to be rough. I don't know what any of this stuff does.
I don't know either. Yeah.
He's got a lot of Savage War Boys. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's just got tons of minimum size units.
Right. I mean, that's kind of an advantage too. Molnar says, I actually think that is a bad take. I'm not sure what you mean. We're just making fun of our friend. We're just being silly, but maybe the the chat's moved on since then. I'm not sure, but yeah, no, we don't. Fireslayers are awesome, and it's cool to see something different. And hopefully they don't yeet these guys into the sun in AOS 4. But
Bonesplitterz?
yeah, a lot of people talking about it. So
yeah,
yeah,
I'm not. I wish I could do this list justice by knowing what Bonesplitterz do, but best of luck to you, Thomas.
Yep. And also, to his opponents, make sure you ask what this stuff does. And maybe you can teach us. Yeah. They're just not played that often anymore. Spin that wheel.
Excellent.
Yeah. We've got Evan Malone. Well, you definitely got me. I've already forgotten.
Did you say Kevin?
Evan. Corsairs,
Evan.
yeah.
Okay, I was like, there are no Kevins. Oh my god.
It's Kevon.
It's another palate cleanser.
Yep. Beautiful.
Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah. Just breathe it in.
Just tap it in.
Just sniffing King Broad's toes.
Another King Broad stomp, which is cool.
Yep.
With King Broad.
This is almost the exact same. I think it is the exact same.
No, there's a Kraken Eater instead of a War Stomper, and his was 2,000
Right.
points on the nose. But it's dope. I kind of like this more. This is more my style. It's like a little more smashy, a little less tricksy, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He actually gets Triumph.
he does.
Probably.
Yeah, and against a lot of lists at 1960. That's really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess we can move on. Like, there's not really too much to.
Palette cleanser. Yeah. It's just
What was because the other guy had Lucky Shiny Hat too.
It had both the same command trait and artifact.
Yeah, exactly. I've forgotten. I remember Big Eater was healing. I don't remember what Lucky Shiny Hat did though, if I'm being honest.
I don't know.
Fair enough. I could honestly see taking like the battalion that gets you a double, that gets you an extra artifact, if assuming that it still exists. I think it does, and then that way you could actually take Amulet of Destiny, and then just got like a 6-up ward on one of your big uns, you know. But
Is that battalion in the Sons of Behemoth book though?
I think
I
so.
don't think they get access to it with King Broad Stomp.
Oh, good call. I keep forgetting we're in King Broad Stomp. I tip my hat to you. What does King Broad Stomp do again?
That's what gets you the Stonehorn monstrous action and the ability to smash and pick up terrain. To throw
Oh, okay.
So
That's super fun.
it's fun, but it's also really good because like
yeah.
you walk up next to an impassable, which might mess with the plans of a Sons of Behemoth player quite a bit because you don't have fly.
Right.
Smash it down, and then all of a sudden, that's one less obstacle to
Right.
go between points.
Because it loses everything on its war scroll or whatever, right?
I believe so.
Although would that work? Impassable against impassable? Because it's still, that's like almost its keyword. Yeah, it's a question for the ages. But I mean, just like, you know, like against Gitz or whatever, you just smashing their stuff and then just making stuff fight last. It's all really good for Giants, you know. Man, Giants are coming back out. I like it. Home Alone.
Yeah, I think for team tournaments, World Champions Boone or like the French team, rated Giants is like very good in the meta.
Really? In this current GHB?
Yes, they were talking in regards to teams tournaments, but there's some overlap for sure. So
we've got Michael. What was it again? I've forgotten. Slemon. There he is. Skaven. Finally, a man of the people and/or rats. Okay. Grand strategy. Control the Nexus. That must be from the GHB.
I think it's 3 wizards within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield or something. Or
Wow.
I'll check.
Interesting. So he's got a lot of heroes. He's got Lord Screech Vermin King. Obviously, we all know he's a named character. Very strong Vermin Lord. You don't really see him taken on his own. Usually, you know, you'll see him summon out of the Screaming Bell. Thankful. What's that?
2 wizards within 6 inches of the.
That's not bad because he's got 3 that are like really hard to kill. He's got Screech, he's got Thankful, he's got, and he's got a Warbringer, right? And then he's also got, you know, a Grey Seer. So yeah, this is pretty cool.
Only within 6 inches though.
Oh, well, Thankful's on a pretty small base. I mean, yeah, I don't know that this is the one I would pick personally, but that's, you know, a bubble of 12 inches total from the center, right? Like you got a 12-inch bubble around the center. So yeah, I don't know, because I like to be, you know, mobile, and you're not. You can actually throw the vermin, the Vermin Lords through a Skitter Leap. And he has it on the Grey Seer as well as Spanky, also known as Thankful. So you could do that. It's interesting. But yeah, Thankful has 4 Warpfire Braziers, so he's the punchy guy. And he took the spell enhancement, so he's got Death Frenzy and Skitter Leap. Death Frenzy only goes on units, though, so you gotta, you know, or units and monsters. It's not the good one. But the Warbringer has that on his War Scroll. So then he's got Merciless Blizzard and Skitter Leap on the Grey Seer. He's got Skavic, who is the warband guy, so he can like help turn off objectives, which is really cool. The Warbringer with Devious Adversary is sort of the, you know, the net pick to one, or the meta pick rather, because he's getting an extra 2 attacks on both of his profiles, and they're both really good profiles. So he's very, very slappy, and he's got the Warpstone Charm, so he's just -1 to your save in a 6-inch bubble around him. And then, you know, the one thing you just got to remind your opponent of sometimes is they have to roll a dice at the start of their hero phase, and on a 1 they take mortal wounds, but it's at the start too, so they can always recover that through heroic recovery or whatever, and they're demons, so they're bravery 10. Flaming Weapon and Levitate are both great picks. The Flaming Weapon you just want to put on him because he's so slappy, but then, he's got 2 spells anyway. You're probably going to be casting his War Scroll spell, but sometimes you might just be like, you know what, I want to go over that impassable terrain and make something fly. So it's a pretty cool pick. I like that there's no bell in here too, because there was never a bell, and now it's all bells. So it's kind of cool to see another flip back. 3 units of Clan Rats, a Hell Pit Abomination with Toughened Sinews as its mutation, and you don't have to pick that ahead of time. You can pick that at the start of the game. But it, I always put it on my list anyway because it's going to be Toughened Sinews, and then it just saves you an explanation, right? But I can see picking a few of the other ones. Like if you're going up against a Horde army, you can make him do mortals to everything like automatically in a 3-inch bubble. So yeah, against some hordes it can be really strong. And then Skavek's Plague Pack, his little unit that it comes with. He's got Warp Lightning Vortex, which is quite good because of Thanquol and Suffocating Gravetide, Gnawholes, and 1 Warlord and a Battle Regiment. 1970 points. It's cool. It's a fun list. Yeah. And all the the Vermin Lords kind of came down, so they're quite reasonable now. I actually think Skaven are good now. Everything just kept coming down, and then we've got like a usable battle tactic now, and it just kind of kept happening to the point where, yeah, I think it's pretty good now. But yeah, my hat, I doff my I can't even say anything anymore. I doff my cap to you, Michael. This is a cool list. Spin that wheel. Gonna make you feel something. Matthew Sleeman, what we did, right? Okay.
Yeah, that was the Archaon list.
My apologies, and I spin again. Alexander Geiger.
Yes, sir. Flesh Eater Quartz.
Ooh. Loves it.
Crystal War.
Ooh. Love it even more. Oh, I can't wait. He's definitely going to have Master of Menageries. Yeah. Okay. So we got Gristlegore, which makes your Terrorgeist and your Zombie Dragons battle line. And then once in your turn, in the FEC player's turn, they can make a monster fight at the start of the combat phase. So they get strike first. And then we've got an Archregent, pretty ubiquitous, but with command traits, Master of Menagerie. So you can bring back each of the non-hero, and he's got one of each. He's got one Terrorgeist and one Zombie Dragon. So they can be brought back -6 wounds. I read that wrong the first time. I thought it was with 6 wounds. It was -6 wounds. So they're coming back at like, what is it? Like 10 wounds or 8 wounds? I can't remember what they have now. I think they're up to 16, but I've forgotten. I think the regular guys have 14 still. But 14, right? Or I think they might have been on 12 way back when, but Abhorrent Ghoul King on Royal Zombie Dragon with the Grim Garland, so that's -2 to your bravery, and then if you're in combat with them, you can't use Inspiring Presence. So that can be kind of devastating. It's a good wombo combo. I really like it. Venerated Zombie Dragon, I'm almost positive gives the +1 to hit in a bubble, which is like, it's kind of an auto take if you're bringing this army, because everything hits on 4s and it just feels really, really crappy. Flaming Weapon, so that's really cool. And now with the FAQ, you have to apply the wounds first from the rider, which is like the only way to make them kind of even usable. So 4 attacks, 3s and 3s, -1, 3 damage, now we're kind of talking. Like it's a good way of getting them up there. Marrow Scroll Herald, can't be shot. He's a courtier, does what he does. And then Abhorrent Ghoul King on Royal Terrorgeist. Artifact Heart of a Gargant, so that gives you plus to your attacks, including your mount. It's specific on there. And Miasmal Shroud. He put Deranged Transformation on the Archregent, which is interesting because... I guess he's got Deranged Transformation there. So then Flaming Weapon, and then Miasmal Shroud. I don't know, I might have even taken... like Blizzard on them and then put the Deranged Transformation on the Abhorrent Ghoul King on Royal Terrorgeist, because he's up there anyway. But I like it a lot. And then you got one pack of Crypt Ghouls, one Royal Terrorgeist, one Royal Zombie Dragon, Crypt Flayers, which is interesting. Fly around, maybe get a battle tactic, because you do have 2 Terrorgeists. So if you find like a unit that's like, especially if it's low in bravery, it's not a bad play in terms of getting that battle tactic. Like it kind of just depends on what you're going up against. Like if you're going up against demons, you're probably not going to ever see anything out of that. But maybe you could just do pop off a couple of wounds from your Terrorgeists and then maybe finish them with the Crypt Flayers to get the battle tactic. I'm not sure, but maybe that's what they're thinking. 1990 points. Oh, and it has Prismatic Palisade. Really cool list. I love seeing Gristlegore. I think with the points changes, like I don't think they're good, but like I think I can see something happening, especially if they bring down the Abhorrent Ghoul Kings on the Royal Terrorgeists and Zombie Dragons respectively. I can see something happening. Yeah. It's happening. Very cool list, Alexander. I wish you all the luck at the tournament. What do we got? Matthias Crucial. This seems like a bad apple. I don't really know. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. He is playing Skaven, so...
Yeah. Hold on.
Redeemed. And we're back. Okay. Let's see if I can... There he is. I didn't even look at his list. I was curious about it. He's also brought Lord Screech. And he's brought a Deceiver. Attaboy. Artifact of Power, Shadow Magnet Trinket. So you activate it, and then until your next hero phase, you strike at the start of the combat phase. Actually, and you don't have to activate it in your hero phase. I believe it is at the start of the combat phase. So you can really, like, if you get attacked, you can just choose to activate it. It's really cool. Flaming Weapon is like an auto take for him because he's got -3 rend, but he's only got 2 damage. So he really struggles in the damage section. Grey Seer with Death Frenzy, very good. Engineer, I'm assuming he's got some cannons. Master Molder, which is the general with Horde Master. And I'm pretty sure the Horde Master is the one where he can like bring back another unit. So you could use it as like a reroll on your bringing a unit back, or you can bring back 2 units. You can do one with the regular ability and one with the command trait. And the Warpstone Lash or Warpstone Tipped Lash is for the extra reach. I think he's rocking like 3 inches when he's got that. 390 in Rat Ogres, so that would be 2 units, right? I think that's
6 Rat Ogres. Yeah.
6. Yeah. Shoot, that's 3. That's double reinforced. Wow, yep. Wow. And there's 6 wounds each, so that's pretty... Oh, yeah, I should know, because there's 3 Warpfire guns. Duh. There's only 1 per thing. I couldn't remember what Rat Ogres were, though, recently. I haven't even... I haven't looked at them lately. Clan Rats. Giant Rats, because you can take 1 of each from the Master Molder. And then he's got 3 Warp Lightning Cannons. The Rob Special. I like it. And they've come down in price, which... I didn't ask for it, and I don't think it was necessary, but... Thanks, GW. Like, it was my birthday, so I appreciate that. And like, yeah. No, this is really cool. He's pretty low on bodies, but he's very mobile.
Yeah, he ran this list against me.
Okay.
Or no, he changed something. His giant rats in there instead of some other chaff that he brought.
Okay.
Which I don't remember what they were. Night Runners pack, something like that.
Oh, maybe. But I thought, maybe Night Runners are 90
points,
now.
basically.
Yeah. Well, they got the pregame move too.
Yes, yeah, it was them then. So he ran mostly the same list against me in a practice game.
Okay.
It's got some teeth for sure. Like,
Yep.
those 3 warp lightning cannons are no joke. Being able to skitter leap, but it's 6 inches instead of 9 or 7 or
Because
something
it's
like that,
dreaded
just because-
skitter leap, so it's on his war
exactly.
scroll. Yeah.
Yeah, that's on the deceiver.
Yep.
And if he gets flaming weapon off, he can slap something pretty hard.
Oh,
The
yeah.
rat ogres hit very hard.
They do.
They are ogres essentially.
Yep. And he's got Hoarfrost on the engineer, so he can throw down like something good on their melee profile and then send them off. And they can get extra charges too from the Master Molder. Yeah.
And bringing them back with Master Molder too.
Yeah.
Is pretty big. The shooting is nothing to,
No.
to
That's
slouch at either.
why I take it. I love it.
Yeah. Is it? Oh, 1 in every 2. Oh, okay. So just 3 of them have them. So it's 3d3 attacks at 4s, 3s, run 1/2 damage.
Yeah.
For the warpfire guns.
Yep.
So still not terrible. Like
No.
it'll shape some wounds off of something for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Only like 1 in every 2 guys can take it. It's a really weird sort of system, but
It's a cool list.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very mobile. It
is.
has very large or long threat projection. Has
does.
a little bit of recursion, which is kind of neat.
Yep.
And
And it has
pretty.
Lord Screech Vermin King, and I didn't mention this before, but he's got a spell. I can't remember what it's called, it Dreaded 13th or something, and he can zap something and turn it into clan rats. So
Yeah, so we can summon clan rats essentially.
you have to kill
Very
stuff
good.
to do it, but it's
Kill models. Yeah.
exactly. But it's dope. It's a very good list, and Matthias, as always, is someone to look out for. He was in the top 10, I think, worldwide last year. So don't sleep on.
not.
Was he not?
Oh, it depends on what. So
I thought he was...
ITC no.
Okay.
Warhammer yes, I think.
Okay.
And Honest Warhammer stats yes. I think.
Okay. I thought he was like, or was he top 20 in ITC?
Yeah,
Okay, like 13th.
I think he might have actually.
That would have been awesome. although he betrayed us. He hasn't been playing Skaven this last year. He's been playing Khorne and stupid OBR. You're a traitor, Matthias, but it's kind of expected because you play Skaven. So we'll let it go this time. This time. You hear that? Okay. Spin that wheel.
2020.
Oh, sorry.
The 2023 ITC rankings are still loading for me.
Okay.
I see the top 10.
Ooh. Sorry. We got Mason.
Matthias was 13th. Yeah.
Matthias was 13th. That's amazing. If only he'd been playing Skaven. Mason Knox, reppin' Victorious Secret. Very clever name. Yep, he's playing Morgan Flesh Eater Courts. This is cool, man. Early on, you and Eric were both saying Morgant is a good pick. And I think so too. I think it might be the way that they get played in the end, because the army's all about recursion, and people are like, yo, you get the recursion off, this army is crazy, but you need the NDP on your heroes. And it's hard to get, whereas here in Morgan, you just have to sit around and you're getting one. It's just ticking up, So I actually think this might be one of the stronger ways to play them. But he's got a Emerald Scroll Herald, Charnel Vestments, which gives him the prayer, Charnel Conviction, which is the 5-up ward, a Cardinal with Curse, which I really like, a Gore Warden is the General, which makes makes the Morbig Knights battle line, and then Fever Scholar. He's only a 1 caster, but we'll take that. He's a fast guy with his wings. And Crimson Victuals for the spell. It's hard. He's got names on all of them, which is amazing, but it does make it a little more harder to read. Little harder to read. Arch Regent with deranged transformation to give the extra range on stuff, +1 to wound. Another Arch Regent with Hoorfrost and a Royal Decapitator. So he's just gonna have all the points. Nice. It's zooming it in and out. I don't even know how you're doing that. Are you just scooting back and forth? Nice. Nicely done. 2 units of Morbeg Knights. That's interesting. And then 1 unit of triple reinforced Crypt Guard. Wow. And 2 units of reinforced Beast Flayers. Damn, with the Chalice. This is spicy. Double reinforcement, so it's a 2-drop. My God. This is very cool. This is so different than what we're seeing. I mean, that's one of the cool things when a new book comes out too, is that you get kind of a lot more variety. Yeah. The Chalice is going to make this very deadly, you know?
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of people bring Royal Beast Flayers as chaff instead of just like regular Crypt Ghouls, just because the ability to just like shut off monstrous actions is crazy. It shuts down certain armies. Like we've been going through King Broad Stomp lists where they have that monstrous action that allows them extra movement because they can 3d6 fly over enemy models. But if they charge into a Beast Flayers unit, it just goes, nope, sorry, you don't get to do that.
Yep.
Same thing with my Stonehorn, like I bounce off of things all the time to reposition.
Yep.
Just can't do that for Beast Flayers.
Yep.
So.
And he's got 40 of them, and they've got the synergy with the Chalice because they're bringing back the serfs and whatnot, and they have like all the right keywords basically to take advantage of everything. I don't think that's going to stay. I think that's not going to survive the 4-week FAQ. But for now, people are using it. I'm working on them right now a little bit. I only want 1 just because I like the look of the unit. And then like, even if later on, because I'm assuming they're going to shut that off. And if they don't, then bonus. But if they do, then it's like, okay, well, I've still got a cool unit that looks cool and I can mess with monsters at the very least, so that's kind of fun, but yeah. And you can kill like the baboons too first and then bring them back for the price of 1. Yeah, this is really cool. I really like it. Should we do 1 more?
Sure.
Or what do you think?
I'm good with anything.
Okay. Let us know. Doggy, yeah. The betrayal was so he could be number 13. Truly a Skaven move if I ever saw one. I don't know, man. I don't know. The Great Horned Rat frowns upon that kind of behavior. Not the betrayals, of course. It's mostly just about not being one with the rats. Skaven were my first fantasy army. Thankful and Tzeentch were always badasses. I mean, I agree that Tzeentch is a badass. Thankful was kind of like a misfit. He was like always like accidentally. But yeah, me too. Tzeentch was the very first model I ever bought in my life in 1993. A huge fan. And yeah, Skaven were my first army as well. Jeez, that's kind of crazy. I just realized that was over 30 years ago now. Michael Dorland. Did we do Michael Dorland?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was the first one.
Okay.
Oh, actually, wait.
Oh.
Dorland.
I removed him, but.
Lamorn. Just want to verify. Yeah, I think we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spin that wheel. What do we got? Cameron Wait. Yeah, it is Cameron Chan. I've only realized.
An army called Skaven.
Skaven? Never heard of him. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Skaven, you say? That was just because of the reveals, I guess. Wait, why isn't
the
it?
Ska faction.
I didn't pick up his name. There he is. Skaven. Okay. I need more water. Here we go. So we immediately know he's got a spell enhancement because he's got Merciless Blizzard and Skitter Leap on the Grey Seer. I approve. Pardon. Engineer Vial of the Fulminator. So I'm assuming he's got a Doom Wheel, but he might just have cannons. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Doom Wheel here, though. Oh wait, didn't Cameron play in Cake or Death?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, he was on the show with us. How am I not remembering
Yeah.
that? I'm so tired, everyone, and I'm sorry, Cameron. You were awesome. Super nice guy. He's from Washington and heart of a champion. So Vial of the Fulminator, Merciless Blizzard, as well as Hoarfrost on the Engineer. Grey Seer also with Merciless Blizzard. I'm noticing a bit of a theme here. Skitter Leap on him, and then Slink Skittershank is the Eshin here warband from Underworlds. He looks awesome, and he can teleport in to terrain pieces very close by, and he can also get strike first and run away, and he's got all sorts of fun little rules. Grey Seer on Screaming Bell, Diabolical Schemer to steal some command points, Skitter Leap for teleport, Death Frenzy for fight when they die, 2 units of Clan Rats, 1 unit of Scryer Acolytes to fill out the battalion. You get that from the Engineer being on your list of heroes. 2 Warp Lightning Cannons and 2 Doom Wheels. So he's moving those things. The Doom Wheels are probably going to be the first one he picks because they can speed along nicely. And then he's got the Hell Pit Abomination. No mutation because you don't need to say it until the start of the game. Keeps his options open. Ether Void Pendulum and Vermintide for the nice low 30 points. He's got Skittershank's Claw Pack, of course, because you're paying for it anyway. A Warp Grinder to bring stuff in on the side. And a Warp Fire Throw, which is definitely going to go in the unit of Clan Rats that's being teleported in. Because then you just pop them out and you fry up and fricassee some chaff. 1970 points, Acolytes, and a Warlord Battalion. This is my favorite list, I think. I like Matthias's too, because he's got the variety of the Molder shenanigans. The problem with Molder right now though is just the models mostly. Like the if you're picking official Rat Ogres, they're uglier than you thought possible, and if you're not, then you're wasting stuff. That's why I didn't end up painting them, because I'm like, they're coming in the next edition. Like, if we don't get new Rat Ogres, I will eat my hat with chocolate sauce. Do we want to do one more? Like pick one? Sure.
Pick one. I don't know what I would pick.
I would say Dale's, but I don't think either one of us is like super...
Daughters of Khaine?
Yeah, capable of explaining it, maybe?
I played it against it a couple well, assuming he hasn't changed anything, I played against it a couple times. Sure, we can talk through Dale's.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. Because you just don't see a lot of daughters lately.
And especially non-Marathi.
Yeah, exactly. He was saying today that he could lend someone an entire Marathi army and still play his list unchanged.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
So he's got the Keltnar subfaction, which just allows him to retreat and charge, which is
so cool.
Very useful.
For the whole army?
Yep.
God dang.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh my... I mean, I've got it on my Clan Rats and my Stormvermin.
Yeah. Yeah. Then Grand Strategy is conquered in the name of Khaine. I think that's everyone has to have either died or fought. That's the one that we usually see on Daughters of Khaine.
Right.
Just gonna verify that.
I mean,
yeah.
Like, that's
it's not. Sorry.
Oh.
When this battle ends, you complete the Grand Strategy if there's a friendly avatar of Khaine or Cauldron of Blood wholly within enemy territory. Daughters of Khaine coming out swinging with the super easy battle tactics and Grand Strats.
Grand Strats, for real.
Yeah. Wow.
God dang.
He's got a High Gladiatrix, which is basically there to give wound characteristic of 2+ for his Witch Elves, which is really good.
What do you mean
Arcane.
2+?
So the High Gladiatrix projects an aura.
Okay.
Let's see here. Melee weapons used by friendly Witch Elves and Sisters of Slaughter units wholly within 12 inches of any friendly units with this ability have a to-wound characteristic of 3+ instead of 4+, and a rend characteristic of -1 instead of dash. That basically is how he gets on 2s to wound.
I see.
Because then it can be +1. The Bloodrack Medusa with Mind Razor. Mind Razor is like a very key spell that previously was not great because it's casting value 8, but now it's amazing because Brown Dice.
Right.
And Mind Razor is basically when you charge, you are +1 damage and -1 rend. Additional. So rend 2, damage 2 instead of rend 1, damage 1 for your Witch Elves. And when your Witch Elves are like a block of 30 or something crazy like that, all of a sudden that's I think he uses the paired Seansa for his Witch Elves.
And by the way, thanks for joining us, Big Ron, and thank you for the support.
Yeah, thank you so much. To the honorable Judge Big Ron. So that's going to be that unit of what's it called? That unit of 30 Witch Elves is going to have 91 attacks at most likely 2s, rend 2 damage if he gets Mind Razor off. So that's kind of the combo that happens.
Oh my god!
And those Witch Elves are rallying on 4-up. So
right from the command trait, Zealous Orator.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
And speaking of,
yeah, sorry.
Cauldron of Blood is the general Zealous Orator 4-up rally. Heal is the prayer, but the Cauldron of Blood also projects a +1 to save aura from it, which I think is 18 inches. So that's really good.
Jeez.
Then you've got, I'm not going to even pretend to pronounce that, the Shadestalker, which is the, I think it's an underworld trend that teleports. Yeah, in your movement phase, instead of making a normal move or retreat, you can say it's going to Shadow Leap, and it just sets up outside of 9 inches of all enemy units. So fantastic for Surround and Destroy.
Wow.
The 30 block of Witch Elves, which I talked about before, Sisters of Slaughter, which 6-inch pilot, I think. Sisters of Slaughter. Yeah, 6-inch pylon. And he's got 2 groups of 10 of those. And they're pretty similar to the Witch Elves as far as like attacks go, but it's kind of nice to have a 6-inch pylon. And then they reflect mortal wounds back to you on save rolls of 6.
That's if they have the shields, right?
Yes, bladed bucklers.
Oh, they have that.
Do they not?
Sorry.
Yeah.
There's so much information on here. Oh, there it is. Right on.
Then he's got 3 avatars of Khaine, which are just like pretty slappy in and of themselves. They have a 5-up ward. They're 9 wounds. What's actually kind of scary about the avatars of Khaine is that they are on a super tiny base.
Yeah,
so
they're like a 40 mil or something, right?
Your army super easily. Sorry.
Wow. They're on like a 40 or 50 mil, right?
I think it's 40 mil.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Jeez.
And it's kind of funny. Then they have like rend 2, damage 3 attacks, 5-up ward, which I think I already said. They can't be the target of monstrous actions, which is pretty good. So they can't be roared or anything like that.
Damn.
And then a new thing that he's bringing, which I saw in an RTT not too long ago, is these Star Shard Ballistas. So he's got 2. He wants to keep them close to each other because they buff each other, and it's just long-range threat projection. So
those are the LRL ones?
Yeah, these are Lumineth, and they I believe can give something -1 to hit once per battle if they throw all of their attacks into them.
Right, it's some kind of shining light ability.
Yeah, exactly.
Dale says SQ Cauldron can give command to attack in hero phase. Is that like an ability where they just attack in the hero phase, I guess, Dale? Ladivicus says, Skaven was my first army in Warhammer Fantasy Battles as well, back in the mid-late 90s. I'm saving it for Return to Summer in my Hype Piggy Bank. Nice. More Tarkov Hype Piggy Bank. I am also saving up, as you would suspect.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, Orgy of Slaughter is what it's called.
Okay.
And it's command ability, and it's exactly what it says. It must be a unit that is already within 3 inches of enemy units, and then it can just fight. So,
my God,
pretty good.
Pretty good.
I mean, that's Daughters of Khaine. They're extremely slappy, super fast.
Yep.
And then It can be very tanky with the Heart of Fury that's at the bottom there.
It is.
That is a endless invocation that projects a 12-inch bubble of -1 damage in melee. So that's super good.
So if you don't have a priest, good luck to you.
Yep.
It's staying out there.
Yep.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Very
That's pretty much the list. And then he's a ton of drops because he wants to get as many buffs as he can. He wants Enduring Acolytes, so he can get his Mind Razor off.
right.
Unobstructed. He has Grand Battery, which the Star Shard Ballistas are in, which I think is all out attack for free, right?
Or Unleash Hell.
Or Unleash Hell, yeah.
But I think they will need. Won't they need like a hero to give them the command?
I don't know.
Or maybe not. If I don't remember how that. I don't know if they're elite or what. Yeah, pick a unit to receive the command and it can attack. Wow. Wait till the crone, huh? Nice. Yeah, I'm assuming there's going to be some interesting changes.
They are not elite.
So then,
But,
they would
should
need a
be
hero.
heroes anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow, wow, wee wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Pretty good indeed. I like it. Yeah. Well, I think we've covered mostly everything that we were going to cover.
Yeah, I think so.
No wizard hunters on that big block for the spell shrug. They move 6 and shoot. Yeah. So I guess they can keep up with the heroes, is what you're saying, Dale? To get those sweet free commands. Same.
I mean, he's got an 18-inch command projection from his Cauldron of Blood, so
That's true.
they should be that close, probably.
Right.
I'd be surprised if they got that far away.
Same. Yeah. But it's just
Especially
something
because-
to keep in mind, I guess,
Yeah, 100%.
as things die. Can't take wizard hunters, no free non-named hero. Acolytes are more important. Yeah. Yeah, because then it helps you with Mind Razor, as Carson was saying. Yeah. They flank the Cauldron. Nice. Wow. Yeah, that's a really sweet list. I'd like to see more daughters. I feel like I don't know what's going on. They seem good. Maybe it's
I think
just
a lot of people are fixated on like bringing Marathi, and
and she's kind of a trap now.
I mean she's good.
She's
But-
good, yeah, always good. But
It's
she's a lot of points too, right?
it's a lot of points, and it's also something that like people that know how to deal with it are going to be able to deal with it really well. And some lists that it goes into is just not going to be effective.
Right.
And when you have a 600-point sink like that, it's really bad. So, yeah. Like, and certainly Dale's list archetype has weaknesses too. Like, he doesn't do very well against Khorne because a lot of it has to do with having to charge. And granted, his retreat and charge deals with that really well. So it's good that he swapped to that. But it still restricts your movement quite a bit because you can't run and charge, which is something that Daughters of Kin can do pretty easily.
Right.
You have to like retreat away from whatever it was that piled into you in your hero phase, and yeah, it's just a pain. So.
And then Khorne also have priests, so they can get rid of the invocation.
Yes, they can get rid of the invocation super easily.
Yeah.
Granted, Khorne doesn't have like, chances are if they're going to be hitting you with a hammer, it's like a block of blood letters, which is just 1 damage anyway. So,
Right. So they're not even right. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Another thing is that there are a couple key heroes that his list really rely on. Like the Gladiatrix is what brings the Witch Elves to a 3+ and gives them an additional rend. So
Right.
with the Gladiatrix, even if they have Mind Razor, it's 2s, 3s. It goes from 2s, 2s to 2s, 3s, and then it goes from rend 2 to rend 1 for the attacks. And then if you kill the hero that has Mind Razor, it's just, yeah. And another thing is Khorne can just be like, auto unbind Mind Razor, sorry, you don't get that, and you're having the damage output, which is pretty bad.
And
So anyone with an auto unbind, it's pretty bad.
right.
You can tie him up. You can kill his heroes without really having to get close to him. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But, you know, I guess there are a few Khorne players here, but yeah, provided he doesn't run into them, I could see him. I can see him going very far. Has the Matthias curse been broken yet? I think Daughters of Khaine are like LRL. You have to be prepared to face some salt just for your army choice. Maybe, but I just you're not seeing them that much, so I almost feel like I wouldn't feel like that. Like if I never meet Daughters of Khaine in like 4 out of 5 tournaments, and then the one player, you know, I mean, maybe if like you're playing against them on the regular, you might feel some type of way, but yeah, I just like to see variety. So, like, you know, even armies that I'm not a huge fan of, you want someone repping them, you know. But yeah, and Dale's playing something very different. I think a lot of the salt for Daughters of Khaine came from Morathi, just that the feels bad of not being able to do more than 3 wounds per turn. It's just kind of a feels badsy kind of thing, but I don't know. But yeah. Well, good luck to everyone who's going to Sparkle Party. Is it? I can't remember. Is it a golden ticket event?
It is. Yeah.
Nice.
Best overall.
Oh, cool. Best overall. Awesome. Actually, I meant to say at the start too. Our good buddy Ryan just hosted a tournament in Ontario for 40K, but they had 90 people, and they had three golden tickets, which is pretty awesome. So. Yeah. Congrats to them on a very successful tournament. But yeah, easy auto victory points did them some. Yeah, I think that's part of the problem. But now we're not seeing them. Sins of the past, I guess. But yeah, anything you want to add, Carson, before we skittle off into the sunset here?
If you haven't already and you're interested in a tournament in the Pacific Northwest, Wet Coast is going to be coming up at the end of this month.
Right.
We've already got 50 people signed up, so it's going to be a big one. It's also a golden ticket tournament. Best General is going to be getting a golden ticket, and we will be covering $500 of travel expenses to the winner, which is pretty cool.
Hell yeah. That's really awesome.
Also excited to announce that Taps Games has very graciously supported the tournament with some prizes, so we are well supported with prizes for that tournament too. So
some prizes is a huge understatement. Like, I don't know if you can say what or how much, but like,
I'm not sure either.
I've never heard of that. Yeah, talk to them first. I've never personally heard of that much prize support in any tournament. Like, I'm sure they've existed. I'm not saying they haven't existed. I'm just saying I've never heard of that much before personally. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Carson's running it with our good friend Eric, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time. A good time. Y'all come down now, or up, I guess. Unless you're from Prince George, and then it's down. But thanks to everyone for joining us. You guys have been a great chat. Thank you for bearing with some of my clouded headedness. Yeah, that's a word. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks again for everyone for joining us, and yeah, bye.